the new tech actually worked. I'm pretty impressed.
It's actually weird, honestly, that everything works and it's not a complete disaster. I'm really not used to that.
You know why I think it's happening? Because finally we're both quitting WoW and we're only gonna play Final Fantasy forever. I was so excited for this episode. I actually ordered bunny ears. I thought that they were gonna get here. I ordered them with Prime Day. By the way, use your Twitch Primes right now, whichever stream you're watching. And I go downstairs, the bunny ears aren't there, but Blizzard sent me something. They've never sent me something like ever before. And the one we're about to find out. Literally, the one episode that we're talking about Final Fantasy, I have a package from Blizzard. So, but I'm very back. Yeah, right. I'm very excited for this episode. Zepla, we obviously got to talk a little bit. I think this is the first time that you and Asmongold are actually getting to meet each other. But I know Asmongold's watched like 1 million of your videos on his stream. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here. I think we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So, what's going on with the ears that you got there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's a little bit. It's close to your headset. I mean, it's a little bit interesting.
Well, I'll be honest. I started wearing the ears like when Shadowbringers came out. And it's like I've been wearing them for so long that I don't remember who I was under the ears anymore. It's just only like I wake up in the morning and I just immediately like looked, make sure I got them. And
so you put them on before you even go to the mirror.
Oh yeah, I make sure that I shower, I shampoo them, I condition them nicely every morning.
Okay, that's great. I can see that. They actually do look very good. They look better than my own actual hair.
When was Shadowbringers?
How
long ago was it?
Like 2 years ago, I think.
Okay, so I kind of want to start. I think this is a good place to start with. I feel like there's been a crazy, not like resurgence in Final Fantasy, but like everybody's just jumping onto the game now. I wouldn't call it a resurgence. I'm not sure exactly what I would call it, but a mass exodus maybe to the game. And is there anything in particular, because I've been playing the game, but I'm still very early in the game, so I'm not up to current content. Is there anything that you think is driving people to come over right now?
Well, it could be the fact that World of Warcraft is like crashing and burning right now, and they just keep putting out shitty expansion after shitty expansion and not listening to their players and making the same mistakes over and over again. And I think people are just at their breaking point now. They're tired of it, and they're just like, well, what else is out there? It turns out Final Fantasy 14 is pretty damn good, and it's I mean, the thing is, I'm a little torn by the situation because yeah, obviously, I'm happy that the game I love is succeeding, but at the same time, I loved WoW. I loved WoW. WoW was my life for years and years. Like, WoW was the only thing that mattered to me for years, to a point where, like, it was actually destructive in my life because I only wanted to play WoW, but it was giving me so much joy that I didn't even give a shit what was happening outside of WoW. And so, like, to me, WoW is like this old friend that was there for me when I was not in a good place in my life. And I don't want to just turn my back on that old friend. I don't like seeing my old friend suffer and struggle and, like, nobody's having fun with them anymore. But I still, like, I will always want them to get better. I will always want them to be the person that made everybody happy like they used to. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. It's like if you had an altercation with somebody in high school and you found out that they're a crackhead later on, you're still going to feel kind of bad about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's been a lot of cracks. Let me tell you that. When did you start playing WoW?
Well, there's cracks in a lot of things.
Yeah, I know that. I've unfortunately seen that. I think they're called conveniently placed holes.
Yeah, well, usually there are holes where there are cracks.
Yeah. So, when did you start playing WoW? And when'd you quit? What was your history of the game?
Well, I started playing WoW in at Christmas, around Christmas time in 2004.
Yeah.
And man, that was one of the best days. I remember my dad driving me to a GameStop way out in the country because it was the only one that actually had World of Warcraft in stock. Everybody wanted it. I remember like looking at the book on the way home and being so excited, thinking like, oh my gosh, am I gonna play an undead or am I gonna play a night elf? I can't decide. I'll figure it out when I get home. And so yeah, that was a long time ago.
And then why'd you quit?
I quit in around Warlords of Draenor.
Oh,
That's
good
what
time.
really did it for me. I think the Warlords of Draenor time was one of the first waves of so-called WoW refugees. So I was part of that wave. And Heavensward had just come out at that time for Final Fantasy 14. And at that time, I mean, I had heard that Final Fantasy sucked. Like, I heard that 1.0 failed. And I was like, why am I going to waste my time? I heard that game failed. I really didn't want to play it. Like, I had a friend of mine just say, you're not having fun in WoW. Like, you might as well try it. And I was like, well, I'll try it, but only because I'm so bored. I have nothing to do. I'll try it because it's a free trial. So I did the free trial, and I'd never played Final Fantasy before at all. Like, I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy as a series. And I think that was another thing that kept me from trying it. Because I was like, don't I need to know, like, Final Fantasy stuff?
So do you need to know a whole lot of that stuff, or can you just go into the game without knowing anything?
No, you really don't need to know anything, because I didn't. And I had a great time from the get-go, really. Like, after... I had a pretty good time as soon as I got into the game, even though when I looked at Character Creator, I was pretty turned off by cat girls in the Character Creator, actually.
Well, I had a very different experience than you.
Look how things have changed.
Man, a lot has changed. This game changed me. When I first looked at the Character Creator and I saw the cat girls, I was so uptight at that time in my life. I was like, oh, is this some kind of a fetish game? Who is this for? Why are they dressed like that? And then I'm like,
yeah.
You know, like, I'm like, oh yeah, show me that ass. Show me that super skimpy Viera ass. I love that. Give me
I love this game.
Give me the butt slider. And like,
I love this game.
So much has changed, man. I've just chilled out a lot because I've been happy. Man, I've been having such a good time in this game. And it's like, improved my life.
That's what's so upsetting about it. Is like I play WoW, and like everybody that plays WoW hates WoW, and like everybody at Final Fantasy is enjoying themselves. It's like we're at this party, and like we can see like next door, everybody's having fun, and like, you know, they've got like it's probably like a furry party, right? And they're all enjoying themselves, and it's great. And so I feel kind of left out in a way. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where I've agreed to play the game, right? But it's still kind of weird to even consider it, especially, I mean, I think it was probably for you. I mean, I would say that, you know, maybe because you quit a little bit after Mists of Pandaria. So you had like the Pandarans to kind of, you know, it's like a gateway drug into being
the Pandarans push me. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I am now, like, I guess furry adjacent. So you need to look out for that.
Same.
I was like, oh, this is like a weeb game. This is a game for weebs. That's what I had heard. And oh no, did my camera?
It might.
I think that's just our tech guys working on making sure that the audio is completely synced, or they just like absolutely hated the word furry adjacent. They were like, quick, turn it off.
Get it out of here.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was doing some thinking in my head whenever I heard that too. So the new expansion is coming out pretty soon, and also today actually is a very interesting day for us to be doing Allcraft at Final Fantasy, because I've heard that there's now a big new Twitch drop thing that's happening today.
Wild.
Is that right? You're able to get a BBC?
Yeah, if you gift 4 gift subs in either my chat or any other of the participating streamers' chat, you can get a fat black chocobo mount sent to you. But you anonymous gift subs don't count.
So do you have to like link your Final Fantasy account or anything, or?
I would strongly recommend checking out the official link with all the info on that. I tweeted it out, and I would tell people to go read that so I don't say anything stupid.
Yeah, we could probably even get that up on stream right now. And I want to. This is kind of a really good area to dive in because I feel like Final Fantasy, the devs have a very different relationship with their streamers, with their content creators, and their players than Blizzard does. I don't feel like Blizzard would probably ever really do an incentive like that. Every now and then I've seen them put a few streamers on maybe like the Blizzard app, the Battle.net app. But do you feel like it's easier for you to talk to devs? Are they more supportive of content creators with doing things like this? Or is this one of the first times that they've done something like this?
Well, I haven't actually directly talked to devs. I haven't tried though. I mean, here's the thing. I haven't actually felt a need to. You know, it's not like in WoW where it's like we better get an interview with Ian so we can sort out what the hell is going on over there.
Fix this fucking game. Yeah, I understand.
We don't really need to do that. I know that they're doing their job and I'm pretty happy with it. But I actually I would like to do an interview with Yoshida if I could. That's something I had planned. But I would say in general, yeah, they do tend to. They have a great relationship with the players. They have a great relationship with the content creators. I haven't heard anybody really complaining about that.
That's incredible. That's so much different than what we're used to.
So there's another thing that's very different than what we're used to. And I want to bring it up because, you know, my Final Fantasy journey's just begun. Like, I am still very much a pleb. I've loved every second of it. Getting to run around and hear bards playing sea shanty and having bunny girls walk up to me and give me gill and tell me that they want to marry me. It's been the best experience of my entire life. It genuinely has been. Right? Oh yeah. I'm there, right? I'm here for it. I don't want to stop playing. It's all I want to do. But one of the things that I think a lot of WoW players have heard about, it was something that actually turned me off from joining, like starting to play the game early on, was the idea that there is a little bit more of a closer policing of how players interact with each other. And like the idea of like, you can't shit talk somebody's DPS. You can't, you can't talk about players in a negative light at all. And I look at some of the things that Asmon and I had done in the past, and I was like, wow, we'd be
done so fast. We would be gone on day one. So like, yeah, how exactly does that work? So like, if you tell somebody they suck, do you just like get banned or what?
Well, it's mostly if you like say they're a shitter because of their terrible DPS, because the DPS meter that people use is not allowed. There are no add-ons in this game that are officially supported. So instead, raiders use Advanced Combat Tracker, which is a third-party app that Square Enix, they have a weird way of enforcing this. They say you shouldn't have third-party apps, but they know all the raiders are using ACT, Advanced Combat Tracker, to obviously you kind of need it in a raiding scenario when you're trying to min-max. And but so it's like what they do is if you use the information that you got from Advanced Combat Tracker to shit talk other players, you will be banned for that.
So what if you
that's the way they handle it.
All right, let's say there's like a mechanic and a guy stands in the mechanic and he dies. And you're like, bro, like how dumb can you ever be? Like you say he's a shitter, but you don't use the combat tracker. Do you still get in trouble?
You might get in trouble. I don't think you'd get banned for that.
Okay.
You'd probably get sent to like the jail and you'd have a little chat.
Wait, you go to, wait, what do you mean by a jail?
Oh, they just send you to jail.
Is this like a thing in the game?
Jail?
No, I mean, it's like they show up at your house.
I heard what you said about Kevin, Asmon.
Yeah, what was it? Kevin did well at the end of our raid. We were doing a raid in WoW earlier, Zeppela, and I'd like to say that if the same rules in WoW applied to Final Fantasy and vice versa, I would have been banned like 8 times.
8? Dude, who are you kidding? 8? 8 times today?
Yeah, 8 times. Yeah, just today. That's what I mean. Just today and that one raid. So I think that's definitely one of the big culture shocks between WoW and Final Fantasy, is like how closely Final Fantasy monitors their community. And I think that obviously, like, I mean, there's some positive and negative aspects to that, but does that really feel, does it can you notice that and feel that whenever you're playing the game, or is it just one of those things that kind of curtails like the very bottom of like the real fiends and degenerates?
Well, I mean, Asmon, I never have that problem because I'm always very polite and courteous with people. I don't know why it's so hard to just be nice to people.
I don't know why it's so hard to click a cube, but some people can.
I mean, I don't know. You could be, I don't know, like more tactful about it.
Well, I pat them on the head when they do it right, and I throw them in the garbage when they do it wrong. That's what happens.
I mean, that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, they do get head pats if they do it right. And I even call them out. I say, "Houston, you're a good boy." And all my chat, they can say this. They know it's true. Like the guy that did it wrong, that whenever he did it right, I called him out specifically, and I said, "You're a good boy. You did a good job." So it's a different kind of environment. Let's just say that.
Here's the thing I will say, and this is one of the reasons I like Final Fantasy. When you do a good job, I feel like you get much more than head pats.
Oh really? Yeah, you'll get more than head pats. Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So in WoW, you're familiar with the Moonguard Goldshire Inn, right?
What? Yeah, why would you ask? What are you talking about? I wasn't on Moon. Well, I mean, I was only on Moonguard for a little while. I mean, I did a little role play, but I mean, nobody.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't like.
You're cool. You're cool.
So you know the bedrooms at the top and the dungeon in the basement. So like, is that like all of Final Fantasy, or is there like a specific place that you just do that in?
You got to go to Lisma. You got to go to Lisma.
Balmung has a reputation for that.
Okay, so there is definitely.
There's a server that has that reputation.
So which server is it again? Let me write it down.
It's Balmung.
Balmung. Okay.
But I mean, not all roleplay is erotic, Asmon.
What? Why?
Because it has to. Well, let me rephrase. Not everyone has those urges, but if you have those urges, then I mean that's just another thing that Final Fantasy 14 can handle for you.
Another feature. Just another feature of the game.
Yeah, another feature.
Actually, didn't the devs actually get mad about people advertising their ERP venues recently? I feel like I remember that.
In WoW?
No, in 14.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's definitely not the kind of thing that you want to talk about at FanFest, right?
Especially if there are potatoes involved.
Yeah. Have you ever been to one of those FanFests before, Zeppelin?
I did. I went to one in 2019. Okay. That was the first time that I'd ever been to any kind of like. I never got to go to BlizzCon in person, so I didn't get to see that in person. But it was amazing. Like, do you remember the Taran Chieftains?
Yeah.
Okay. So I experienced that at FanFest with the Primals band playing.
Oh wow! So those like.
Yeah, those are people in the dev team are part of the Primals band, and they did this incredible concert at FanFest. That even Yoshi P, our producer director, got on stage and was singing a song in a kimono. It was absolutely incredible. It reminded me of Taran Chieftains. It was like
that's actually so cool because like I saw the picture of him with like the Reaper outfit on, and honestly, like if it was I was gonna say transmog. If this was a cosplay competition, that would have been like first place, man. He looked awesome.
Yeah.
Like that was really, really cool. Like if I see somebody dressed like that, I'm gonna want to play the game. Like that straight up impressed me. Like the fact that they get so involved with the community, I think is one of those reasons why you have that good relationship that Final Fantasy has with its audience.
Man, if I saw somebody dressed like that, I'd run. He's got that's the Grim Reaper, man. Gotta get out of there. Save yourself.
No. I mean, the thing is, like, no, I'd want him to teach me how to do it because that looks really cool. Like that's look. My goal in Final Fantasy and in every game I play is to have a character that is a big beefy guy with a big two-handed sword, and that's it. That's all I want to do in every single game.
So do you know like what race do you want to play?
No, I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm gonna kind of go in and I'm gonna decide what I want to have. I want to have like kind of like a humanoid type character You know, because it sounds weird, but I like to have my characters that kind of look like me. I look at like my character as like this is me in the world, so I don't really play like a lot of like really weird like usual races. I have the amazing and super unique decision to always play human warriors in games, and so I'm probably going to stick with something like that. I've heard Dark Knight looks cool.
Well, you are a pretty beefy guy, so that does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I do think that you should at least consider Vieira.
What? But the male Vieira aren't coming till Endwalker.
Is that what I think it is, Rich?
No, I just like I would enjoy playing with you more if you went Vieira.
I know you would. That's why I'm not going to.
We can just chill in Discord. We don't have to talk or nothing.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. That's exactly what I'm concerned about.
Just beating our foes, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's yes. I just oh my god. Like whenever I saw that trailer, like, and it's funny for me because like as like a non-Final Fantasy player, whenever I see these things, the male bunny boys, it just like it was such a
it's the Lalafels. You see those little falafels, and you're just like, oh hey. Yeah, but no, it's like you literally you see the little falafels and you're like, what is this game? And then you start playing for a little bit, and then you're like, man, they are adorable. There's like this one part when the one gets on the big dude's arm in the main story, and Zeppelin. That was when I was like, okay, the falafels.
That's the same experience I had, because when I started, I was like, ooh, what are these falafels? Are this supposed to be like the children? Oh, what? And then I started playing, and the story teaches you what they're actually like, and your perception will change because of the story. Say with the cat girls, that's what changed it for me.
The cat girls, okay.
That's I like Yashlada a lot. She's my favorite character. But Yashlada, yeah, I like Yashlada.
Sounds like something I'd order at a deli.
Yeah, I would order a lot of Yashlada. Yashlada is by far my favorite character. But my one of the things that I want to start with, because Asma's not played yet. I've been spending quite a decent amount of time playing the game, and instantly the first thing that I noticed was you see people when you're playing the game. It felt, now my experience obviously could be a little bit skewed because I was streaming while I played, but the world felt way more alive than WoW does right now. I've already brought up the bards, for example. You just have random bards coming up to you, playing the Mario theme, doing whatever the heck they want to do. You got the songbirds over there, like everybody's jumping up and down. You can go to the casino and everybody's there. Like it just felt so much more alive, and it feels like the community wants to be doing so much more than they want to do in WoW. And is that everybody's experience? Like, do you feel like the world feels more alive than it does in World of Warcraft?
I mean, right now, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, it might just be because there's nothing to do in WoW right now. Yeah. But, I mean, I've always kind of felt like there's a lot of people doing stuff. Like, if you ever go on a hunt train, hunting is like when people get in groups to go kill world bosses. Yeah. And it's like a massive swarm of people going from boss to boss, and it's really fun. Like, it always does feel pretty crowded. Yeah, I would say that.
That's one thing that I think WoW. Yeah, that's one thing I think WoW really kind of lost over the years, is it lost that shared world, because you had like phases, you had the different realms that were becoming less populated, and you had like these cross realm zones, and you'd be cross realmed in and there'd be like 5 total people in the whole area. And I don't know, I thought like I don't know if you played classic WoW at all whenever it came out, but it was one of the coolest experiences to just go out there and see dozens of other people doing the same thing as you did. And like, yeah, it made things take a little bit longer, but like it reminds you of the fact that you're playing an actual MMO.
Yeah, I mean, it just brings me back to the first time I logged into WoW. Like, I remember logging in, I mean, God, it was so long ago, but the first time I logged in, it was me and my brother, and we were both so excited to play, and we both logged into Mulgore for the first time. Yep. And I remember, like, we were both, like, next to each other, and we got to the camp, and he saw other people around, and he was like, look, there's other people around. And I was like, what? This is so crazy. Oh my God, it's other people. They could be from anywhere. This is amazing. I mean, that's the magic of an MMO.
Yeah.
That's what I always loved about it.
That's what it's about. That's
And
the whole.
that's
the
what
beautiful thing about games.
I forgot how much I missed that until I played Final Fantasy. And I actually tweeted something out. It was relatively inflammatory. I did kind of tweet it out just to kind of like spark a little bit of shit and get some likes. But I tweeted like Final Fantasy is legitimately a better MMO than World of Warcraft right now.
Mitch tweets that out the first day he starts playing the game.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, I tweeted it, and I was like, "Hey, Blizz, how you been?" But no, the reason that I tweeted it, it wasn't because of Endgame. It wasn't because of like the story. It wasn't because of any of that, because I hadn't really gotten through it that much. But undoubtedly, you could just feel the world, and I feel like if World of Warcraft looks at some of the things in Final Fantasy, that's an easy one to just go, "Okay, this is right. This is better than how our world feels right now." And if we want to be an MMO, we need to be looking at Final Fantasy.
I mean, it's not hard for WoW to get their shit together. All they have to do is start actually listening to the players. This is the thing that will kill WoW. They refuse to listen to the players. The players tell them exactly what they want, and they keep stubbornly going to the same mistakes over and over again, to the point that it doesn't even feel like a mistake anymore. It feels like on purpose.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. So there's a new change. I know, like, we're not going to get into it very specifically, but basically there's like legendary armor that you can now make.
I know about that.
Yes, and now you have to remake the exact same one.
How's that coming along for you, Asmon? How's your soul ash farming?
I checked to see if there was a dick in my salad, and it turns out that the entire salad was just one big fat dick. And so I've got to recraft my I've got to recraft it. Yeah.
Well, finally, a salad that you'll actually eat.
Okay. Honestly, it tastes better than lettuce, I would assume.
My heart really goes out to you, because like you love WoW. You have a true, loyal, and abiding love for WoW that is something that I think is admirable. You know, that's a game that I loved, and it was very difficult for me to finally admit that it wasn't the game that I recognized anymore. Like, are you familiar with the Ship of Theseus problem?
Yes.
That's what WoW has. That's what it is.
For anybody who doesn't know, it's a question for if you take the Ship of Theseus and you replace every single nail, every piece of wood, the sails and everything inside of it, and every piece is new, but it looks exactly like the original Ship of Theseus, is it still the Ship of Theseus? Well, what we kind of had is originally we had the Titanic, and then the Titanic hit an iceberg, which was Activision, and now it's at the bottom of the ocean, which is called Shadowlands.
Did you guys like hang out and like sync up notes on Theseus before we did this? What's going on here? I feel like it's funny. I feel like you guys make, in a lot of ways, relatively similar content about two different games. Which is a really cool thing to see. And I'm just curious, when you look at what Asmon does, Zeplo, with like mount farming and things like that, do you think that Final Fantasy has a more enjoyable grind for that? Is there more depth for that end game, like meta collection? Or do you think World of Warcraft is still doing that right?
It's tough, because one of the most foundational design philosophies of Final Fantasy XIV is that it respects your time, and because of that,
we're not used to that.
If you're used to mount farming, you probably are used to wasting a shitload of time.
Yes.
And in Final Fantasy XIV, it's not really like that. It's more like there's not going to be a mount that has such a low drop rate that you need to farm it and farm it and farm it and farm it until you hate it. Right. Instead, it's like there's trial bosses that drop mounts, but every time you kill the boss, you get a totem. And if you collect 99 totems, you can go and buy the mount. If it's a brand new boss, you have to wait a little bit for you to be able to buy the mount. But eventually, you just need to get the 99 to kill the boss 99 times. And that's enough. You're done. You don't need to do it more than that, actually.
So, are there any mounts in the game? Because, like, this is a big thing with WoW. And, like, you played WoW back in the day. You know what it is. If you see somebody posting up on Invincible, or you see somebody on, like, Ashes of War, like, do you have those, like, badass mounts that, like, if you see somebody on this and you know, like, this guy never leaves his house, or this guy is like a really good raider or something like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's the mount that came from the new. Oh yeah, Morbull. That's what somebody said in my chat. Morbull mount is like pretty difficult to get. It's like the mounts that are like that are ones that are difficult to
Morbull.
There are mounts in the game though that do have like that super high like prestige reward associated with them.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
I would
good.
say like the mentor mount. My favorite mount that I have is Demi Ozma, because it was a colossal amount of effort for me to get it. I had to go through 4 different zones of Eureka, which is like I don't even want to explain what it is.
Yeah.
A shitload of content. It took a long time. When I finally got to the end, I then had to go to a raid, which there's no duty finder for. You have to assemble that group completely, like with Discord or whatever. And then the raid is like quite punishing. You cannot res normally in there, and it's like it's a whole ordeal. And so I cherish that mount, and it's fucking cool. Like people see that and are like, "Wow, you actually like, you did it. You cleared Baldessian Arsenal. That's how you got that."
Is the Demi Asmon mount or whatever it was? Is that the Cthulhu looking one with the tentacles?
Demi Asmon, oh man.
Is it the one with the tentacles?
No, it's the ball. It's like a spinny ball.
Oh, the one that like reflects stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen people on that one. Yeah, so that one looked super cool to me. The one with the tentacles that like grips you.
That was hard to get, man.
That one is very cool as well. And then all of the like cyborg dragons those are like the mounts when I see them where I'm like, that dude is cool every single time.
Well, in addition to that, like we also have the weapons that when you see someone with this weapon, you know they're like a top tier raider. And that's what I'm currently going towards right now. That's something that WoW lost.
Yes.
Where you used to be able to look at somebody's gear and be like, holy shit, this guy. But we have that in the form of the ultimate weapons. And that's what I'm doing on stream. That's what I was doing on stream before this started.
So ultimate is like mythic, right? It's like the hardest difficulty?
I don't know if I can show this. I have a link for you. I don't know how to send it.
Because I watched the Ultimate Alexander fight. It was like 17 minutes long. Is that an example of one?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And it's super intense. It's amazing. Like I haven't been this exhilarated in a game like since vanilla, genuinely.
Wow.
Since I was raiding Nax.
I feel like it's funny because I haven't actually gotten to experience it yet. I'm hoping I start to get into it a little bit tonight. We'll see. Because like I said, I haven't actually.
Wait, what? You're going to get into ultimate what?
No.
Level 2.
No. I wasn't saying that. I was saying I hope I get to see like a little bit more of like how complex the rotations really are. Because right now, you know, it's pretty easy. I'm like spamming ruin and keeping up my dots. But I do feel like the cadence of that initial adventure, you see a lot of new things very quickly when you actually play. But I haven't actually gotten to see like Summoner yet. But when you look at when
you're in for it.
Right. When you look at the rotations, like I've heard that Summoner has a 2.5 hour opener. And
I know how to play Summoner. I love Summoner. But it took me a month
how much more complex?
Learn.
Yeah. How much more complex is
It took me an actual month to learn how to play Summoner. Like I would go to the training dummy and like practice my rotation and try to get it right.
So these fights are quite complicated then in that case.
And like is extremely complicated.
Yeah, Zach, wait until you do a slide cast the first time. It's actually it seems like such a small thing, but like it feels so good. Like it just feels like this like level of mastery that you really like can't feel in WoW that I really enjoy.
That's a really good way to put it, by the way. You said a level of mastery that you cannot feel in WoW. That is something that has been really different for me in Final Fantasy 14 compared to WoW, is that like you don't notice it in very early levels very much. I guess slide casting is one example. But as you get your whole rotation down, you can actually tell and feel and like really enjoy how your mastery of your job like I don't even know how to
somebody just said, Rich, if you can slide cast, I feel like anyone can do it. I just want to say mods ban that guy. And secondly, there's like this the first time that you pull it off, I was teleporting to the wrong place and I was jumping to cancel the cast, and I accidentally I did a slide cast on my teleport, and I was like, what the heck just happened? And that was how I learned that I could slide cast. Like, nobody really told me before then. And so for anyone who doesn't know in Asmon's chat, who only plays WoW, and Asmon, obviously, who hasn't gotten a chance to play Final Fantasy yet.
Animation canceling?
Well, no, if you are casting in the last 0.5 seconds of the cast, you can move. And if you time stuff perfectly, you can be greedier and move out of mechanics and finish your cast. And it seems like such a small thing where you're like, oh yeah, just move, forehead. But when you really start to get a feel for it and start to have an understanding of these fights, it's just this little added level that allows you to be really good.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like whenever a hunter is kiting in like vanilla WoW, where you had to stop for a second to actually get your shot off. It's kind of like the closest thing I could imagine to it. But I'd have to like do it for myself.
Yeah, you got to feel it. You got to feel it all out. That's why I'm excited for you to.
So like the weapon, the ultimate weapons, like in WoW, you know, like how like an expansion comes out, and then all the content from the previous expansion is just basically like super easy. Is that the way that it works in Final Fantasy 2, or does the content continue to have like a challenge to it?
You mean for Ultimate?
For any of them, really.
Ultimate,
I mean, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, several Ultimates have been released already. I think there's 3 in the game right now. And it sinks your item level down when you get in there. So your gear outside of it doesn't actually matter.
Oh wow.
But you do need to have cleared some Savage tiers, I think, to be able to unlock it. That's the ultimate weapons right there for T.
Oh, holy shit.
Dude, what?
Yeah, they're incredible. They're amazing in person.
So I didn't see somebody with that, and you just automatically know that they're like,
you know, they're an amazing player.
Yeah, okay. That's the one thing that I'm gonna get him. Yeah, I do really agree. Like, that's the one thing I used to love about WoW is you get that really good gear. Like, I would even have, this sounds ridiculous, but I would literally have places that I would stand at, and I planned out for the most amount of people that would like inspect me. I'm like, if I stand right here on this pole, everybody's gonna click on me and like they're gonna see how big my sword is. Like, I did that for years.
That's the name of the game. I mean, that's the flex. That's for Ultimate, the reward isn't actually like the best numbers wise piece of gear. The reward is just this glamour piece, really. I mean, the sword, it's like not for stats. It's just for flexing, and the title you get just for flexing, because they understand that's more than enough of an incentive. That plus the enjoyment of the raid itself, which is incredible.
Oh, so. Yeah.
Can I ask you a weird question that's like, this is kind of off topic, and we'll get right back on topic. I just haven't been able to figure it out yet. Is it possible on the Dragon Men to glamour a mustache, or like go to the hairdresser and get a mustache?
There is a false mustache that you can get in the Mog Station for $2.
Is it going to take off my hat? Because it's very important that I wear the... Okay, yeah. I guess some things aren't possible even in Final Fantasy. I really want to have a Dragon Man with a mustache and still wearing a baseball hat. I would spend $2 on the mustache in a heartbeat if it wasn't going to take off my hat. Thank you. That was my off-topic question. But when we do talk about, like, I'm min-maxing right now. I got to get in my time with Zepla where I can actually figure out how to be better at the game, which is improving my glamour, obviously. I want to talk about the overall journey in Final Fantasy, because I feel like, you know, it's exciting to talk about endgame, and I feel like there's so much emphasis on endgame. But when I look at MMOs right now as a World of Warcraft player, the most exciting thing in World of Warcraft that we've seen recently is a new journey, right? It's going back into Classic, it's going back into TBC, or even just starting a new expansion. And like those are the best moments, right? Having that new journey. And I feel like a lot of the World of Warcraft players, like me and Asmon, every time we talk to each other, we're like, we can't wait for the next thing to come out. We're talking about New World. We're talking about this Mystery Riot MMO, because we want to feel, we want to be inside of a new world, get absolutely lost. And even if it doesn't last forever, you know, I think WoW taught us that even if something lasts for a really long time, you can't go in with the expectation of hoping that'll last forever. We want to just get lost in a new world. And one of the things with Final Fantasy is obviously the early levels are going to be a little bit older. You have a lot of the new expansions, but how do you think new players will find this as a new journey? Do you think that even if a player goes into it and they're not necessarily trying to target the end game, do you think that it's a worthwhile journey?
Well, of course I do. But because I have to reiterate this point that when I started, I not only I thought I would hate it, I was actually convinced I would not like it. So I went in with not just a neutral expectation, but a negative expectation. And that was completely changed just from playing the game. But I mean, I like stories. I was hooked by the storytelling. I thought the writing was very good. And so that's one of the things that another thing was just like being the hero of the story. That was very refreshing for me coming from WoW, where you're just a sidekick to Thrall and Jaina and everybody like that. That's tiresome. So it was nice to feel like, I don't know, like your decisions matter. Well, not really decisions because it's pretty on the rails, but what you did mattered, what you did affected the world. And so, I mean, here's the deal. People cannot come into Realm Reborn and expect that everything is going to be rainbows and sunshine from the beginning. Because Realm Reborn is pretty rough around the edges. And Realm Reborn is like, it's going to take a while to get through. And you need to be ready to grind it. You need to be ready to put in the time. And I mean, some people are weak and they just don't make it to the beginning part. It's weak. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I actually didn't think that Realm Reborn was that bad when I went through, but I felt like, well, maybe I didn't think it was that bad because I played a ton of classic WoW, I mean, vanilla WoW back in the day, so that prepared me for the grind of Realm Reborn. I was like, this is nothing. This quest told me to get 3 items. This quest didn't tell me to go get 100 items with like a 5% drop rate.
Yeah,
this is
in another
amazing.
zone.
So that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I always tell people, if you feel like Realm Reborn is a grind, just push through it. Push through it. But at the same time, it's not going to be for everyone, and I don't want to like make that claim either.
So
Yeah,
I wanted
that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, so I'm not going to do it because I want to feel like the entire experience. But I know like a lot of people were like, you know what, just skip it. I guess you have to buy a boost to skip it. And you can skip, I guess, the main story quest of Realm Reborn.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Why would you, like, you wouldn't do that with any other Final Fantasy game. If you bought Final Fantasy VII and you got your copy of the game and it was already at the last stage of the story, you'd be like, what the hell? This is broken. Like, I got screwed on this purchase. I need a different game because this one's already like halfway done. I didn't get to see half the story. You'd be pissed off about it, but people actually pay for that in Final Fantasy 14, which is ridiculous.
Well,
So-
you know
so
why I
you
wanted to
think
bring
it's a
that
good
up.
idea? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to bring that up, sorry to jump in there,
Yeah, go
Asmin, is because if somebody asked me in World of Warcraft if they should boost their character, I would instantly say yes. Why would you waste your time not boosting it? And with Final Fantasy, it's like I have the option. I could have boosted, but I feel like I'm getting like a journey and I'm getting an experience out of my time right now. And I feel like that's a big difference between the two
Dude,
games.
you got 6 months till Endwalker. You have plenty of time to go through the story and just enjoy it for what it's meant to be. It's meant to be played like a Final Fantasy game, at least until you get to endgame, you know?
Okay, so yeah, like I remember because a lot of people have recommended for me to boost my character, and that's what they've said so many times. Boost your character, skip the stuff, go straight to the raid. And I told them, I was like, listen, if I boost my character, like number one, it's not like that's not the real experience of the game because you're just paying money to skip part of it. And number two, anything I say about the game at all, nobody will take seriously because I boosted. So
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
I
true.
just kind of, I'm going to have to play through the whole thing. And I've done the same quests. I've recently leveled through Burning Crusade, which is only slightly better than Classic WoW. And I'm very used to annoying and tedious quests, so I think that I'm going to be just fine.
I think you are going to be fine, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
perfect training for Realm Reborn. It
Yeah.
does get better after that, however. Yeah.
I think so. That's definitely a good thing. So like whenever you play the game, like you can play pretty much all of the classes. Is there a reason to have alt characters?
No, don't do
Okay.
that.
So you just have one character and you do everything on that one character.
Yes, it's really
Damn.
nice.
That's
really
actually
nice.
kind of weird to think of, like especially from like a WoW perspective, like to just not have alts, to just play one character.
It actually is one of the things that will make it pretty hard to go back to WoW for me. Because, I mean, look, I guess I think I've given a lot of people the impression that the transition was like easy for me. Like I just said one day, I've had enough with WoW. That's it. Goodbye. And it was
Yeah.
like a divorce or something. And then I moved on to this better game, which is generally true. But I think people just underestimate the amount of love and attachment that I had to WoW, because throughout
Yeah.
the years I have gone back to check on WoW in a casual way. Like there were times when there were big patches that came out and I would see, well, maybe it's gotten a little better. Like maybe I should, like just like a crackhead coming back for it. Like
Yeah.
see, like
Mhm,
maybe I
mhm.
just gotta try it a little bit. Maybe it's gonna be a change. And always there's the novelty of a new expansion that will get you hyped. It's just because everything's new. There's new lands. There's new things. And nobody's mad yet because nobody knows how the crap works yet. So it's like, it feels like a good time to see if it's doing better. And there were times when, you know, I did play a little bit like in BFA.
Sorry.
I was listening to Asmon's streams at the time. Actually, I was there in the chat and like just listening to Asmon complain about it, and everybody's bonding over the hatred that we all have for the game that we love. Like we're all like together in this horrible, horrible situation where we refuse to give up on this game that we lived with for so many years. But I mean, at a certain point, it was like those visits back to the game became shorter and they became longer, farther apart.
They became like
Yeah.
sadder
Like,
too.
until I just kind of didn't see the point anymore, you know? So it was like, there's that. But I also want to say, regarding this situation of like, you know, it's like a divorce with the other game, you know? I think this
Yeah.
is not really a healthy attitude to have.
No.
It's kind of weird because it's like, this is a product. This is a product made by a company. And we have to remember that. Like, it's not like actually a life decision. It's not like you can't just play both games or hop from game to the other game. It's not like you are a traitor or anything. I think a lot of these
Well,
ideas that people get about it
Yeah, I know
is
what you mean.
really unhealthy.
I had this happen a few days ago, actually. Like, I would go to the same Taco Bell for like 10 years, like 20 years. And what ended up happening was that the Taco Bell just kept giving me the wrong order. And they gave me Pepsi Zero or like Diet Pepsi one too many times. And I said, fuck this. I'm going to go to another Taco Bell. And it was actually like, I'm not going to this Taco Bell anymore. Like, Rich, you've been to that Taco Bell, I'm pretty sure.
With
And
you.
like, I love that Taco Bell. And you know what? I'm never going back there again, man. Like, I'm going to drive the extra 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the other one because I'm sick of it. And at the end of the day, yeah, I have nostalgia for that Taco Bell. Absolutely. It's like, I can look at the different tables, be like, oh, that's where my friend threw the drink on me. And, oh, that's the time where we stole all the forks because we couldn't afford forks. And, you know, those are the good times. But at a certain point, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. And I think that's the way a lot of people feel like with WoW too.
You just have to be honest with yourself. Am I having fun?
Yeah.
Do I feel good after doing what I just did? Do I feel happy? Do I feel uplifted? Am I excited to do that thing again the
Yeah.
next day?
You know what's crazy? The thing that would always make me answer yes to those questions was the people that I've been playing WoW with for a long time, still playing WoW, right? I actually really hardly ever play WoW with Asmon, but like I had a group of friends that I would play WoW with a lot, and all of them are playing Final Fantasy now. They didn't necessarily quit WoW. I think a good deal of them are still playing, but like all of them are playing Final Fantasy, and they're messaging me every day, like, hey, like how far did you get in the main story quest? How far did you get with your summoner? And I feel like I get to hang out with them more. So like that, I've always looked at MMOs as almost the background music at the bar that you get to hang out with your friends, and it's in the back. It makes everybody feel nice and comfortable, and it's the vehicle for conversation. It's the vehicle to make these memories. And Final Fantasy is just a pee-pee jam right now.
Man, I really like that analogy. That's awesome.
Well,
really
yeah,
like that.
it's like the game is like it's a facilitator for the social interactions. Like whenever I think about like some of my favorite times playing the game, there's always the people that I was doing it with, and that's really what matters the most, I think, in MMOs long term.
Yeah, in the long term, for sure.
Yeah, it feels like the
So-
world is just set up to hang out in too. Like I can't wait for Asmon to go to the Golden Saucer. One of our friends, I'm not sure if you've like happened to meet. She's been playing a lot of Final Fantasy now. Her name's Annie, and she like just I'm pretty sure all day just plays Triple Triad. Like that's all she does.
Well, that's good. They just added a new mount for doing for getting every Triple Triad card. So
I'm addicted to Triple Triad already. So one of the reasons I'm still level 27 is because like I started playing Triple Triad and I couldn't stop. There's literally like collectible cards, Asmon, in the game that you get from doing different things. You can buy packs with a currency that you only get from like gambling at this casino. Like it's not like actually gambling. It's like it's more of a carnival than a casino. And there are like special events that are skill based and stuff. And people just go there and hang out. No, you can't swipe. Otherwise, I would already have all the best cards. It's really cool, and it's like its own card game in the game.
Wow.
It's so good.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
It's dude, this game is so good.
Okay, yeah. Is it basically it's gambling?
Triple Triad isn't.
Okay.
Zeppelin can explain it better than me. Can you explain like the Golden Saucer to Asmon? Because
what is this Golden Saucer?
it's a casino.
Okay. Okay, so it's gambling. I understand.
But
that.
it's not real money. It's just the in-game currency. So, but it's supposed to have the vibe of a casino. It's like mini games and crap in there.
Yeah. All right, that actually is really cool. Like
it's the Dark Moon Fair. That is why did I not think of that? It's literally the Dark Moon Fair. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. All right. Of course. That is really cool. Yeah, I do look forward to trying that out. Like for me, going into Final Fantasy, the way that I'm looking at it is that I just want to be able to play the game and enjoy it and just like experience it as like a normal player, right? Just like go in there, see what's going on. And I know that people might not believe this, but I am trying to go in with an open mind. Like I want to play a good game. It's not like I want to sabotage myself from like not enjoying a game. And also, like, I'm so much of a neckbeard, I can play WoW and Final Fantasy at the same time. Let's be honest. Like, it's not like, I mean, like, it's not like I don't have time to play 2 MMOs. I could easily do this. So I'm just seeing if it's worth the investment. I think that's really the way I look at it. I mean,
well, you know, a lot of people go into your point about like how you just want to be treated like another player. A lot of people in the past week, you know, ever since you said, that you were gonna consider playing, I've had everybody be like, what do you think about Asmon joining the game? Do you think, I don't think he's gonna like this story. I don't think he's gonna like this. I've told everybody to shut up about this. Like, just please let him decide. Stop, like, putting all the pressure and all the expectation on what you think he's gonna like or not like. Just let him play the damn game already.
They walk up to me. They're glamored to look like Asmon. They're like, hey, Rich, could you take a screenshot of this and send it to Mr. Asmongold?
Oh, God.
I feel like you are gonna get like it's gonna be like a BlizzCon after party for you when you first log in. I feel like it's gonna be. I have a list of settings. That
you remember what happened last BlizzCon after party? Remember that?
I remember the first time you were sipping on a Pepsi or something, and you looked at me and you're like, Rich, I need to go to fucking bed, dude. And then you went into the elevator. And that was it for the night. You're like, fuck this shit.
This impression of Asmon, dude. Can you do another one?
I don't even do it on purpose. It's just anytime I tell a story, it just comes out.
It comes out. Yeah, it's nothing you can't do it on command.
I actually can't do it on
possessed by a demon.
Yeah, a bald demon.
Well, what happened at BlizzCon is, so I was on a first date with my girlfriend at the time.
Oh, and, that time.
We're talking about.
Oh my god.
So the guy comes over to us, and we're all sitting there together, and he pulls his shirt up. He just like literally pulls his shirt up, so you can see like his big old fucking fat beer belly, like his hairy chest, like his man titties. He's like, Asmon, sign my tits. And I'm like. And this, like, by the way, I literally just met this girl like 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, okay, she's gonna leave. This is it. Great. Thanks, bro. Really appreciate it. Probably a Horde player.
Oh,
Okay, this guy's
man.
ruining it. And so I sign it with it's literally like a ballpoint pen, and I write Asmongold. Well, he comes back later on, and she's not having it. She didn't like this. And so he comes back later on for round 2 because it didn't work very well on his skin because he was so hairy. So he came back with a Sharpie for me to write Asmongold on his fucking beer belly. And these are the BlizzCon adventures that I had to deal with. These are my viewers, and so I really it takes a lot, and it didn't really bother me. It's actually funny to me.
It was funny.
It was really
I'll never forget this. This was the first time that you had to sign somebody saying, I took a picture. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I ran out of space. I didn't know what was, because they had like, I remember that was the exact same day that we had to do
It
that.
was, yep.
Yeah.
That's what made me remember it. Asmongold.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember people kept wanting me to sign their stuff, and I just kept. At the end of the day, I just drew a dick on it. And I just.
Do you think that guy ever washed his belly after that?
Honestly, I don't think he I don't think he'd ever done it before then.
Why start now?
Why start now, man? Like, yeah, it's like you got a good thing going. It's honestly like, yeah, that happened, and there were a few other real individuals there. So I'm fully used to that kind of stuff. It'll take a lot for me to get weirded out.
Well, next time you go, just bring a razor with you.
Oh, razor for what?
For whenever you need to sign someone's hairy body, you can just
so you can shave the part off
yourself. Yeah. You just
Okay,
Oh Jesus! Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's like,
So you gotta cut the ass. That's why. Yeah, I know that wasn't what she meant. I was just,
make sure the signature is permanent. I was like, oh no.
oh shit, yeah. Do it on the forehead. Inglorious Bastard style.
Make sure that motherfucker never stops smiling. It's like, oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Rich and I, we have some real interesting conversations off stream, so you're gonna have to just bear with us a little bit. But yeah, it's very, very interesting to see the kind of people that show up at these conventions. Are there a bunch of weirdos that came to the Fan Fest too? That's a yes.
Well, I don't want to call anyone out.
Yeah.
You know, but I actually had an amazing time getting to meet some of the fans. Like, there was someone who got very emotional when she met me, and I was really touched by that. So the next day, I got her number, and her and her friends, we all went to Disneyland in Paris for the whole day the next day after that. And it was one of the best days of my life, honestly. It was awesome.
That's crazy. Oh my God. So where does the Fan Fest happen anyway?
It's different every time. This time it was digital because of COVID. That time it was in Paris, so that's why.
That is incredible. Wow.
It's different for NA or EU too. There's some in NA. Like the NA location would be different than EU. I live in Europe, so that's why I went to the one in Paris.
Oh, you live in Europe?
Yeah, I live in Ukraine actually.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Rich goes
I love Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I just got back. Wait, where do you? Well, I won't ask what city because
I'm near Kiev.
Wait, that's where I was. I'm there all the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I love it over there. I'm literally there all the time. I actually just did a Dota tournament over there. There are a lot of Dota tournaments.
How convenient.
Yep.
I mean, you should let me know next time you're in town.
I will. It might be not that long. So I basically go every time there's a Dota tournament there, which is quite frequent. They love Dota in Ukraine, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I know, man.
So are you from there, or did you move there?
Well, after in 2013, I left US and I moved to Taiwan. And then I lived there for a year, and then I moved to Ukraine. And like it wasn't like super well thought out. I didn't I got pretty lucky that everything turned out fine. I'll put it that way.
Damn, that's crazy.
The food's so good out there.
It is, yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, I like honestly, Asmon, it's on the list of places that I would try to make you go to, even with how much you dislike traveling.
Oh, that's
Come
a
on
lot.
down.
Oh boy.
Bring the whole gang.
IRL Ukraine stream. The three of us all wearing bunny ears.
Oh my god. I hope you guys know, I think I actually do have bunny ears somewhere. I don't know where the hell they are.
What?
I ordered bunny ears just for this.
Give me 1 second.
Oh man, it's too bad they didn't make it.
Yeah, they'll be here tomorrow. I hope. I accidentally sent. No joke. I accidentally sent. So I ordered 3 pairs of bunny ears just to make sure that I would have bunny ears for today, and I accidentally sent one of the bunny ears to the wrong place, and it's really awkward.
Well,
Oh my god!
That unfortunately was a little bit too easy for me.
Production? Why do we just have that picture ready to go?
Why does he look so upset? In the picture?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I do have the bunny ears. I got these for Easter a few years ago, and I've somehow just kept them the entire time. I don't know how that
Asbun
happened.
Gold.
Oh god.
Asbun Gold. Oh my god.
God.
Oh no.
Oh no. Wow. What an adventure.
A legend has been born this
Yeah.
day.
Blizzard's crying right now. They're like, oh no, we lost him. He's got the bunny ears on. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, well, it's I've had these for a long time. Okay, it's not what you think it is, guys. It's not what you think it. There's a completely rational, normal story to this. It's I can explain everything. Okay, chill out.
Dude, oh my god, the production just has countless pictures of you dressed up as a bunny.
Oh wow, yeah. So we have a production team, and this is what that gets you guys, right there. It's that one, and yeah, that was just. Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
Out of curiosity, Zepla, now that you've gotten to meet me a little bit, because chat probably has their opinion, what race do you think I would be in Final Fantasy based off of my personality?
Let me think. Is it Lalafell?
Do I look short?
No, I mean I can't tell. There's a perspective issue.
You can be honest.
You can just say it. Everybody in WoW already did.
Okay.
What's
a Lalafell?
Are you a Hrothgar?
I don't know what a Hrothgar is. I'm a dragon man.
Oh man, I'm bad at this game.
I'm a dragon man, but everybody thinks I'm a Lalafell. I'm a dragon man.
I'm not the only one that guessed.
Yeah, they all think I'm a Lalafell. I think. Wait, Asmon, did you just Google a Lalafell?
Oh no, that's not what they are, is it?
They're little like.
Yeah.
They're little potatoes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Little Cabbage Patch Kids.
Man, I had the same reaction, man. I swear. You don't believe me now.
The first time I saw a
did.
Lalafell, I actually vomited. I'm not even kidding. I legitimately vomited.
Cabbage Patch Kids, I thought the same thing, man. I swear.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't even know what to say, guys. This is incredible. There's a lot of culture shock here. I'm gonna be honest.
You just gotta chill out a little bit, Asmon.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. Just let it hang loose a little bit. Let go of your judgment. Be free.
Yeah, I'm doing my best, but it's not easy. Okay, it's certainly not easy.
I know.
Especially whenever I see those. Oh my god.
I feel like, yeah, if Final Fantasy gets to you at the right time, like it's all over. Like for me, like I literally, like I just had. Oh, thank you for the reference. I literally like went through a breakup, and then Final Fantasy was just like, yeah, we're here for you. By the way, what do you think of Yashlata, the adorable cat girl?
Okay, look, it's Ishtola.
Who?
It's Ishtola.
I think we're talking about two different people.
It's Ishtola, man. I swear. I swear.
What is this cat girl that we're talking about?
Yashlata. Yeah.
Ishtola.
She's Ukrainian. Yashlata, the Ukrainian cat girl.
Okay, I gotta
gonna do it on
out.
purpose just to trigger me.
I'll look this up on DeviantArt and I'll see what's on there. Okay.
Trust me, you will not. Google will not take a long time to populate the search.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. Yeah. No. Here's the thing that with Final Fantasy that blew me away, and I haven't even seen like the full scope of it. But when you look at like the limit breaks and you look at like all of these, like the actual particle effects and the spells, you feel like you're doing the craziest shit in the game. That has been really cool because I'll be honest, I didn't love the art. I really do like the style of WoW, like the
You
cartoony.
should watch the limit break showcase on the Final Fantasy 14 official channel.
I saw it. We could actually bring it up right now, Pecky's. If we could grab that. Asmon, have you seen it yet?
No, I have not. What is this?
Oh, man.
I know Limit Breaker said something.
It's called Break the Limit.
Yeah,
you're about to shit your pants, dude.
Okay.
Like it's wild. Yeah, we'll pull that up. It'll take them a few seconds to find it, but you actually like, oh my god, wait for the. I actually okay. What's your okay? Oh wow, dude, Pecky's, you're a god. How did you get that up so quick? So, Zepla, Asmon probably doesn't know anything about the limit breaks.
Wait, that's not it. Hey, that's not it.
Oh, it's the wrong one.
That's not it. You need the new one. That says Stormblood. This is on the official.
He's like, shit,
14.
sorry.
It's on the official Final Fantasy 14 channel, and it's called Break the Limit.
All right, we'll see.
It looks better. But so basically, every job has a ultimate ability, basically, and you can only cast. It's like a cast by a resource that the party shares, and it's called Limit Break.
So basically, Asmon, when your limit break fills up, you instantly hit it. Otherwise, somebody's going to steal it from you.
What? I mean, yeah.
Don't say anything to anyone. You just push the button.
Okay, you just pop off immediately?
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Damn. So, wow, that looks cool. Holy shit. Okay, and then... Wait, that's like a laser beam. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a guy who like makes robots and stuff, and he blows stuff up.
What the fuck? That happens on the screen? That's like a nuclear bomb.
This is what I play. I'm a summoner.
Okay. You got the wings.
My rotation is about my opener is 2.5 hours long on a good day.
Okay.
Yeah, so a healer LB3 can res everyone in the party instantly.
Oh, the warrior one looks cool. Damn, that is just badass. It's like a ground slam or something.
I want to play for one of my second jobs. I want to play Astrologian because I feel like I can gamba while I'm playing, and I like to gamba. Zephyr, weird question. Did you try Genshin Impact at all?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
I did not like it.
Fuck.
Because it was like asking me for money, and I thought the characters were kind of annoying, and I just didn't like it, unfortunately.
Same, yeah.
Also, everyone told me there was a bunny girl in that game, and that's the only reason that I tried it. And then I got into the game, and she's not even a real bunny girl. They lied.
What a scam.
Yo, fuck Amber. She's actually sucks. She does suck. She's the worst character in the game. She is the worst character in the game. Look at this one, Asmon, Astrologian.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at him. I'm holy shit, what the hell?
Yup.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, these are badass. So you can use these like this is like a cooldown ability. Is that pretty much what it is?
So there's a bar. There's a resource shared by the entire raid called Limit Break, and so if you cast it, that like you used up the bar for the whole party. So the party needs to figure out when's the best time.
So you want to use it as soon as yours comes up, and that way
no, because it's shared by the.
Yep.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, because you want to let them know who's in charge. You want to pop off first.
Yeah, you want to assert dominance.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. See, now we're getting through. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, this is badass.
If you don't do it, Kevin's gonna do it. You know.
Well, at least you do something. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
At least he clicked on something.
Yeah, he did it right. I don't know. I think that looks really cool. Like those abilities are badass. Absolutely. But I'm glad that it's only once per party or whatever, or it's not like everybody's doing it at the same time. I think it could get like really overwhelming.
Yeah, like if a bunch of red mages did that at the same time, that would be pretty overwhelming. Yeah.
Yes.
So Zepla, how does it usually, like when you're actually doing like an end game raid, an end game boss, is there usually like, okay, this limit break is like the most important one to use, this is the person who's going to do it, or is it usually something that's more called out on the fly?
So usually you want to use the melee one, like so any melee, because that's the most damage.
Oh,
but
okay.
Sometimes there's an attack the boss does that does so much damage that you need the tank LB. And then there's other cases where if things are not going well, you might want to save LB for the healer to use and to like res everybody in the event everyone, like if you feel like everyone's gonna die, then you might want to use healer. Also.
That's
Hang
actually
on to
really
it.
cool. Yeah,
So there's some like tactical considerations with it.
That's really cool.
So I don't know, Asmon, if you've seen like The Sims. Everything is like insanely close on The Sims. Does that actually feel that way in practice, Upload? Like, do all of the jobs feel like very usable and playable?
This is going to shock you. This is one thing that will make it hard to go back to WoW. Yeah, the jobs are actually extremely well balanced, and they've been like that ever since I started playing in Heavensward. You can actually pick any job you want to play, and you don't have to choose based on what's going to be overpowered or underpowered right now. Man, like the situation in WoW with this right now is so upsetting because I've actually seen the spreadsheets where people like try to track over time which specs are doing shitty and which specs are doing good. Like, oh, you better pick a job that has there's 2 DPS specs, so there's one of the DPS specs get messed up, you can still play your job in the raid. Like, what are you doing?
Well,
how is this okay and accepted by everyone?
You could play a warrior and both of your DPS specs are bad.
Oh. Asmon.
So, yeah. It's not
Things
good.
have been rough for you lately in the world of WoW. I worry about you because I feel like you absorb all of this concern and worry about the game every single day that I feel like it's just like it's hurting you.
I just want to log on and play the fucking game, have it be good. Like, it's not like it's like a big thing where I have like I'm like emotional about it. I'm just pissed off that it sucks. Like, I log on and I'm just like, why is it the way it is?
Anger is an emotion, Asmon.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
I know
that's
you're trying to
definitely true.
distance yourself from how you feel because it's uncomfortable for you. But the fact
That's
is,
sad.
I'm worried about you too.
Day after day after day of
Is this an
hearing the
intervention?
news.
Join
Why?
us.
It's like an intermission.
Oh my god! Well, look, I just want to have a good game to play. Like, that's all I care about. I just want to have a good game. Like, I want a game. This is something that's really important. Like, I miss the early days of gaming where you had like your main game. Like, that was like, oh, okay, I play, X or Y game. You had people that played Halo, people that played like Call of Duty, people that played WoW. Like, I would like to have a game that I can just play all the time and like invest myself into. Like, that's one thing that I think is so cool.
Really. Like, I tend to only want to play one game. I was like that with WoW. I only wanted to play WoW. Every once in a while, I'd try another game, but I like having my game that it's comforting to come back to every day, So I'm like that with 14. I actually made a video. Well, I don't want to talk about it, but like, I don't want you to bring it up or anything.
Yeah.
I just want to briefly mention, I did make a video called like how I play FXV every single day without getting bored. And it's just like, well, there's a ton of different things that I can do. And I always like, I'm happy to log in still. So I'm not burnt out. I don't feel like
that's one way that, that's the way I got involved in WoW. That's how I don't burn out in WoW, is because I'm always doing different things in the game. And that's definitely what's kind of held me back from like burning out. But like, one thing that has made me kind of like be more frustrated is the like extra levels and extra different kind of barriers that you have to getting certain items. So it's like, oh, you can only do this once a day, or oh, you can only get this item on this type of class. It's like unnecessary restrictions that just kind of waste your time. And that's one thing that I think really does kind of demotivate me.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It seems like the way that they seem to think it's good to get people to keep playing the game is they seem to think players will only want to play the game if there is some like power gain to be gotten from it. Like, if they are going to be completely screwed if they don't play, if they don't like redo the content they already did, like in the case of the new armor socketed domination armor that's coming. Like, they don't seem to really consider maybe people just want to play the game to have a good time. Like, maybe fun can be the carrot on the stick.
Well, they had that. The funny thing is, like, did you play Shadowlands at all?
I did. I played a little bit. I wanted to see what the story was like.
Yeah.
For the Covenants. So I
What
did
did you
play
think
through
of it?
Well, I played the Nightface story. I mean, it's probably
What is it?
Hell yeah, same.
Yeah.
And I it felt like a D&D campaign where the DM was not really well prepared. It kind of felt
How
like that.
so?
Like none of the things that I did seemed like there were times when it was time for my weekly Covenant quest, and I
Yeah.
just felt like you were sending me on this errand because you didn't prepare a story for today. Is that what's going on? And then at the end of it, I felt like there wasn't any like new interesting information that I discovered. There wasn't like any wow, like amazing moment where like it just all felt kind of leading up to nothing.
Yeah.
I was pretty.
Well, yeah, there's one of them where like you have to kill Kel'Thuzad again. It's like, to me, it's like if there's Kel'Thuzad again, like how many times have we killed this dude? Like, why does this keep happening? Like, how does he keep getting away? Like, oh, he's the boss. He's gonna be a boss again. Oh my god! And it's like there's actual like they bring in Nixia back or something like that. It's like it's like obviously kind of a meme, but like no, this is actually part of the story. It drives
It's
me
like
crazy.
they're afraid to innovate at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of sometimes the way that I feel about it. It is. No, I just like, I don't know. I really feel like WoW needs kind of, because like this is what happened with Final Fantasy 14, right? Is that the game was initially released and it wasn't really that well received, and they pretty much just deleted everything and redid everything. Like they rebuilt the game from the ground up. Isn't that right?
Yeah, but it was really, I mean, it was Yoshida. It was because of Yoshida that was possible. Like, he's just an incredible person. And without him, I don't think it would have happened. Like,
that's one thing that like WoW definitely I think should do. Like I would love to see WoW go through like an apocalypse event and just get rid of all of that and just wipe the slate clean, make a new game. But the reality is that like here's what I'm worried about is that like obviously you can say that like that's clearly what I would like to see happen. But the most recent version of WoW wiping the slate clean is Shadowlands. And Shadowlands is good in some ways. Absolutely, I like Shadowlands in a lot of ways. But there's not a whole lot of content to it, and there's a lot of things that are problematic.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where if WoW got reset, it would just be made by the people who already made WoW bad. So I would love to see a reset where then like somebody else, like another game studio, comes in and then remakes WoW. That would be a pretty cool event.
Yeah, somebody else makes a game.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, is Shadowlands really a reset? Because it seems like the same old shit to me.
Well, that's what I mean, right? It's like they're just going to reset it and then have the same stuff again. Like that's what I mean. Like I have no problem with like a lot of the like base WoW grinds of like getting gear, etc. But there's just like all these little intricacies that kind of add up that just make it unrewarding. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah,
for a lot of people. Yeah.
It's the systems, man. Systems lands.
Too many systems, and I don't even understand how it happens.
Is there like what is the grind? Like the daily grind that Final Fantasy makes you do? Like, is there a daily grind that you have to deal with?
I'm not grinding for shit right now. I don't have to.
So like what are like the grinds that would keep you playing? Is there anything?
So maybe when a patch comes out that releases a raid, you would need to grind for tomestones. There's like tomestones. It's basically like just like the, what do they call it? Badges were back in the day.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's literally just that. So like you grind for your tomestones, you can buy the tombstone gear, and you can then go to the raid and get your gear from the raid. And like you got it. So once you got it, you're done.
So you finish your character. Like, is your character like full best in slot?
Yeah. Like,
so there's like no other gear that you can get that is like better than what you have.
Nope. I have the BIS on my character, and now I can try to work for BIS on other jobs. And I actually got a special BIS set for T, because the T has a different set requirement because it sinks your item level down, so the set is different for that. But I mean, yeah, it's like not hard for you to just put in the time, put in the effort, go do the raids, do the savage raids, and get your stuff. Like it really is just like back in the day with badges.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. And
Shit.
how often do you have to get new gear?
Whenever there's a new raid tier released.
Okay.
Then there's so that's like, and I don't remember how many months are between the raid.
Yeah,
tiers,
yeah. I'm just like kind of curious
it
to like
doesn't
compare it to
feel
what WoW
like
is.
all the time. Like,
Okay.
It's not like a constant grind. It's not like that really.
All right. Yeah, that's one thing that like WoW, like that's one thing I'm not really a big fan of. And
Every
so that's good.
3 to 6 months.
Hmm.
Chat's telling me all kinds of different shit. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was
There
just
is relics
curious about
though.
that.
There's the relic grind, so that's been a grind. Where right now my BIS weapon, well, usually throughout the course of an expansion, your BIS
Yeah.
weapon will be the weapon that drops from the end boss of the current raid tier. So it requires some effort. It's the end boss of a raid tier is no joke on Savage, and
Okay.
the early bosses of a raid tier are pretty easy, but it gets much harder by the time you get to the end boss.
So it's not
And-
like WoW raids.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
that makes sense.
but right now, now that it's the end of the expansion, my new BIS weapon is actually my relic weapon, which is like this whole grindy journey that I had to do. But I got it. Like I
Okay.
have it. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
So besides, I'm actually curious. Like, so obviously there's Final Fantasy, there's WoW, and there's a number of other MMOs that are coming out like very soon. You've got Ashes of Creation, you've got New World, you've got these other games. Are any of those games like exciting to you? Were you like looking forward to playing any of those, or are you just happy playing Final Fantasy?
I actually don't know a lot about those other games.
Okay.
I didn't look into it that much. Like, I haven't really been informed.
Yeah. I don't know, like especially for WoW players, like I have people asking me every single day what I think about all of these new games. So I've been keeping up on a lot of them, and I'm actually really curious to see what's going to happen because, in my opinion, I think that a lot of people that kind of that get involved with like WoW versus Final Fantasy or whatever, like I think it's just better for both games if both games are good.
I agree
And-
completely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hope all these other MMOs that are up and coming are amazing as well. Like,
Yeah.
I do not want a situation where only Final Fantasy 14 is king or any other MMO in that
Yeah.
case. It's bad for us, the player.
Mhm.
Like, again, it goes back to this thing with like the weird brand loyalty. I really
Yeah.
dislike that. I do not like that at all. And I discourage the tribalism in my community very hard. We enforce that pretty hard. We don't enforce a lot besides being civil
Yeah.
to one another, but that's one of those things that like, it's a brand. Remember that. You're the player. We're all players and we're all on the same team.
True. Yeah. Fuck brands. But my question is, do you feel like Final Fantasy took anything really important from WoW that you're happy? That was a joke, by the way. I'm the biggest sellout on the face of the earth, by the way. Yeah, that's why I was getting there. But
Is it
yeah,
true you have $200 Gucci socks, Rich?
on my microphone, yeah,
Oh my God, really?
yeah. I got my socks on my mic and my Crocs on my feet. I live a life of luxury.
Can I
But-
see your Crocs? Show me your Crocs.
Oh my god.
They're snake skin Crocs.
Do you have the little jewels on the Crocs?
oh,
my god.
yeah, Croc Rocks. I'm waiting to get some more. Right now, these are currently unequipped. My Crocs are naked right now because it's summer. You know, you want to leave the breath holes a little bit open. Yeah, it's no big deal. It's no
I'm
big
sorry,
deal.
what were you talking about?
Were we talking about Croc Rock? Oh, what did Final Fantasy? What did Final Fantasy, if anything, what did it take from WoW that you think makes the game better?
Let me think. I mean, I guess WoW really pioneered the MMO genre. WoW had the base format for an MMO that I think works in terms of just the template of how your hotbars work and like this big expansive world. All of that was, groundbreaking at the time for vanilla World of Warcraft, and then obviously Final Fantasy 14 took a lot from that. But as far as individual systems, it's hard to really pin anything down. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's probably
Yeah,
not a good
yeah,
answer.
no, that's totally fine. I was just curious because it's just like one of those things where I think when multiple MMOs are really good, they can draw from each other and it can push the genre forward. It can just push video games forward in general. I know a lot of people in the chat right now. They're asking about PvP. So what is the deal with PvP in Final Fantasy? I've always been under the impression it just really doesn't exist.
So the main issue is the queue times, honestly. Like, there's just people haven't been queuing for it. So that's been an issue. I didn't really know what I thought about PvP until I didn't do it until like a month or two ago, and I started doing Hidden Gorge, and I had a great time doing that. Is it better than WoW's PvP? No, I don't think so. No, it's got a long way to go. But they said that they're in Endwalker going to add a new PvP mode that's like for small groups, so that should help with the PvP timer, PvP queue time.
Well, that's good at least. Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, WoW PvP has its own problems, absolutely, but like, yeah, I haven't really heard a whole lot about Final Fantasy's PvP, and I think it's primarily a PvE game.
It is. I would not. If all you care about is PvP, don't play Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, it's not going to cut it for you, most likely.
Okay.
That's great. Like I think that's one of those things too, where it's just like, okay, as long as the game is focusing on being really good at what it's good at, then you're moving in the right direction, right? Like I play PoE a lot. I don't play PoE to PvP.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent enough time in Hall of the Grandmasters to know.
Every time I need it for Atlas completion, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to play.
Maybe you don't need to do it. Yeah, might as well not do it. No, I totally understand that. Like, yeah, Zeppo, so like, do you play any other games besides like Final Fantasy right now? Like, what other games you've been playing?
Other games.
Yeah.
No, I guess not. I mean, look, when I'm not playing Final Fantasy 14, lately I've been trying to, like, have hobbies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I've been learning how to cook. I have been learning the guitar. You can see the guitar back there. I just got it. I have been reading. I have been, like, going to the gym. I work out fairly often. And so I've just been that time when I don't want to play, working on myself.
Wow, so you're enjoying Final Fantasy to the fullest, and you get to have a life? Yeah. What the heck?
But also, I mean, I'm making YouTube videos, so that takes a lot of time too.
Yeah, it certainly does. I know that all too well. I used to make YouTube videos before I started streaming on Twitch all the time, and it's quite a while. Now I just have editors that just upload shit. It's a lot easier.
I really like your discussion videos on your Zach Raw channel. I always really enjoyed listening to that. I especially like the ones with the treehouse. It's so cozy. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I just sit up in there and just talk about the game or talk about something.
What really is impressive is how you can have this whole conversation without any cuts. You're just talking the whole time without like getting sidetracked or getting distracted. This is wild to me.
Okay, so you have to understand, this is yes, I'm very good at that, but the reason I'm good at that is because I just don't like editing. Like I'm so lazy about editing.
I'm not gonna call him out right now. Watching Zach record stuff for the first time is really funny because he takes him 3 tries. Usually, it takes 2 seconds the first 3 tries where he's like, I'm your boy, y'all, Asmongold. Shit.
I always fuck up the very beginning, and as soon as I get into it, it's just fine. Like, I'll do an 8-minute video, and I'll re-record the first 3 seconds 50 times.
He just false starts. He false starts like 2 or 3 times. It's like trying to start a car, and then the third take, he just drakes it. He just goes all the way through, doesn't miss a single word. It's one of the most ridiculous things to watch. It's incredible.
Well, at least I finish it. I mean, I will never forget Mizkif feeling, because like for me, I never feel awkward about having to like cut or like redo or anything like that, because it's just like that's what you do. But I remember we have a friend of ours, Zeppel, his name's Mizkif, and we were filming an announcement for the org that we were making. And I swear to God, how many times was it, Rich? Like
we were there for like, it was starting to get light out.
30 times.
Oh my
Like,
God.
and all we had to do was say, so stick around. And like every single time, and he just kept doing it wrong. It was the funniest fucking
Oh
shit
my
ever.
God.
It was hilarious.
So he was literally, so basically the idea was he was supposed to say, thank you for watching and make sure to stay tuned to everything OTK does. And it was just like, he was like, we're a new org and OTK, YouTube. And he was just like kept.
Okay. And like, I remember I would even like whenever he was going and it was going wrong, remember I would just interrupt him while he was talking about, all right, Miz, this one sucks, cut it. This one sucks, let's do it again.
It was also funny because we had like a fire in front of us the whole time, and everything was going wrong with the fire too. And it was just like, and we were, and Tips pointed at the fire and he went, "Look, it's the org."
Oh, God.
Oh man,
Yeah, it was
good times.
a good time. And so yeah, I do my best to try to do everything in one cut because, as I said, I hate editing. I just completely dislike it. It actually it seems like a lot of your videos are not necessarily like one cut, but they're pretty well put together too.
I tend to do the same thing where I like have the false starts before I get going.
Exactly. And like, so if you do like one cut and like long form videos like that, it makes it so much easier to go and start streaming. Because I've seen plenty of people that do YouTube videos, then they start streaming, and it's quite a struggle. It's a very stark contrast. But with your stream, I've seen, and with your videos, it doesn't really seem like it's that big of a difference.
Well, I started on YouTube, and it was because of the YouTube comments that I went to streaming. I didn't know about Twitch before that. People just kept telling me to do it. So
How long have you been streaming now?
I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I haven't kept track of the years. Good. Time has passed.
Yeah.
Do you ever take like a giant break and like just disappear for a little bit?
No, that has never happened.
Us neither. Yeah, we never do that either.
Well, it's not like we do that once a year or anything like that. No, absolutely not. Of course not.
I mean, I think there was one time I went to Taiwan for a month, and that was it.
Yeah, there's one time I went to Oriath for a month, and it was actually about 2 or 3 months. So
to where?
Quite a while. Oriath. It got destroyed. Yeah.
I don't.
It's okay.
It's don't.
It's a reference to some.
It's a reference to a video game. Yes, it's some nerd thing. Okay, this is an MMO podcast, and now I'm the fucking nerd.
L nerd.
Yeah, I'm the L nerd, the band geek. This is great. Rich, remember the thing that we talked about that we're gonna bring up today?
Be careful, or the Final Fantasy nerd. We're gonna gang up against you because you're a WoW player now. We're the cool. Wait, what did we say we were gonna talk? Which one are you talking about?
Netflix.
Wait, you saw that? I thought it was going to be a surprise. You actually pay attention to the group chat?
I did pay attention to the group chat. Do you want to look at it?
Okay, Zeppla, I saw this today and I was just scrolling around. There's a new Netflix show coming out and I just wanted to share it with everybody in Asmon's stream. I thought that they would think it's cool. So this is called Sexy Beasts. It's a brand new dating show.
Okay.
Real life singles sport elaborate makeup and prosthetics put true blind date chemistry to the test. Man,
I'm gonna try to go on and ask first personality settings.
Wait, what the hell?
I want to try to get on this show.
Oh my God, what is this? And this is like a real thing too. This is real. Incredible. Like this is exactly like when I was thinking of like Final Fantasy Fan Fest. This is pretty much what I had expected. Yeah, it was this thing right here.
Man, I'm gonna get nightmares watching this.
Yeah, that's a little bit
creepy. This is upsetting, man. I'm super creeped out.
I think that it's a great idea. I actually feel like
this is a terrible idea, and you should not like it. You should not go there.
They're gonna fall in love for all the right reasons.
No, they're not. That's all the wrong reasons. Look, if you should not get together with someone who saw you in this weird dolphin thing suit, and it's like.
But what if the dolphin made you smile and made you laugh?
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Beauty is only skin deep.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
underneath
I
that.
feel like an asshole now, but it's just You can't meet someone with a mask on.
Underneath that
Oh.
that bottlenose dolphin beak is a heart of gold. Look at that. Now that my man. Imagine saying that 100% serious while dressed up as a beaver. Like, imagine just being like, you know what? I got to say something that's on my mind right now.
This is perfect. Yeah, maybe this show is going to be fun to watch. I like this a lot. This is great. Yeah, this what a great show. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
There's a reason.
Yes. So.
There's a reason that more and more people are watching Twitch. That's the state of television right now.
Yeah, let's say that. I also, like, before we get into, like, Rich and I usually do questions towards the end of the show, but before we get into the questions, I wanted to ask Sepla, do you have any advice for, like, let's say, like, me, or just for anybody going into Final Fantasy 14? What would be something that you could tell them that would interest them in the game? Or help them hold their interest in the game?
Well, in general, I tell people to push through Realm Reborn. I tell people to read this quests, try to enjoy the cutscenes for what they are. And but the fact is, there's nothing like, I don't think there's anything that I could tell someone that would hold their interest if the game isn't doing it for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a salesperson. I don't work for Square Enix, so I don't really, like, I don't have any good, like, selling. I'm not going to be a salesperson here. No, I don't have a sales pitch. Like, for me, I started playing it. I had an amazing time. You might. If you do, that's awesome. If not, whatever. It's not the end of the world, you know? Who cares? It's a game.
See, that's something that my stream doesn't really understand, because if I stop playing a game, they won't let me forget about it at least 2 years later. They're like, he's afraid of this game. He won't play this game. So I'm actually kind of interested that, like, a lot of people that play Final Fantasy, at least some people at least, are pretty relaxed about it. They're like, yeah, whatever, it's just a game. We just play the game. It's really fun. And that is really kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
So, question, why is now the best time to start playing Final Fantasy 14?
Because Endwalker is coming in November, the end of November.
Yeah.
And so you have plenty of time to, I would say, get started and be able to play the game without feeling like, I mean, there's really, even when Endwalker's out, you'll still be able to start and go through it without any pressure. But obviously there's going to be some pressure with the new expansion out. You're going to want to be there at the, you know, when everybody's going through the new content together. At least that's how I see it. So I just feel like now is a good time to get stuff leveled, figure out what jobs you like, and decide if you want to continue through the expansion.
Do you think that WoW could ever do something to get you to come back and play the game?
They could add bunny girls.
That is probably going to happen. I would not be surprised.
I don't think we can stop them from doing that.
Yeah.
Could, but really, in all seriousness, if they had a massive shift in attitude towards the players,
yeah,
if they started showing through their actions that they're listening, like, not just once, but over and over, like, show a pattern of listening rather than not listening, show a pattern of setting up the game in a way that players, like, catering to how players want to play the game rather than forcing the way they want the game to be played on the player. That is the paradigm shift that has to happen before I would even consider playing it in a casual way.
That is exactly what I've said. Yeah, they force people into playing certain ways rather than actually just letting people play the way they want and designing the game that way. It's happened so long. It's weird because, like, I feel like WoW players almost like having that happen because it's just happened so much. It's like this unhealthy, dysfunctional, abusive relationship.
It is.
It's really sad.
It's like, there was a time when I was actually watching a lot of YouTube videos about WoW that were just negative. And I was like, man, it's like sick, but there was part of me that liked it. There was part of me that was like, ooh, I like being pissed off about this with everybody. Like, I feel like I'm in the right. And this is like, feels kind of good in a fucked up way. Like it doesn't feel good for long. It doesn't feel good if it goes on and on and on and on, you know?
Yeah. It's like it feels good for a while, but then it wears off.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's like, okay, everybody gets up in arms in something, and then it changes, right? And it's like, actually, man, no, it doesn't. And it just keeps going on and getting worse. And that's kind of the, that's what I think one of the big differences is, too. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like doom scrolling, someone said in my chat. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah, or you're just getting on Twitter, like people that like they have like these Twitter accounts. I see these people like will like make mean tweets at me, and I'll look at their profile, be like, who is this person? All they do is talk shit to people. Like this is like what?
Yeah.
Like you go on about like, man, fuck you, man, you fell off, bro. Like you're a loser, man. I hate this show. This show so it's like you've been tweeting at him for this like 2 years. Like if you hate it, why you keep watching it? Like what are you doing, man? And I can make fun of him, but here I am playing WoW. I'm playing about it all the time.
You fell off plus ratio.
Yeah, plus oh my god.
That's my favorite one.
God.
That's my favorite one. Like, damn, on God, for real, for
Plus
real.
hold this L.
Me.
Yeah, plus hold this. Oh my god. Yeah, Zeppel, I don't know how much time you spend on Twitter, but like, oh man, like once if you start streaming more, you'll see some of these absolute fiends and like just these weird, like these crazy weird things that people do on Twitter and stuff. It's just out of this world.
Well, I do spend probably more time on Twitter than I should.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually wake up, look at Twitter, wait till I see something that makes me mad, and then I get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly. Because then that'll get your blood pressure up, so you're like ready to fucking take on the world.
Fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ready to go fight.
Fight or flight time. Fight or flight.
Yeah. Rich, you want to do some questions?
Yeah. So I think we'll do some questions. We'll get to the announcement and then we'll rock and roll from there. But I do want to say, Zeppel, already it's been a lot of fun getting to chat with you, and it's really cool to just see, you know, somebody in the Final Fantasy community and the World of Warcraft community, how much we have in common, and the fact that we should be friends instead of just like competing for which game is better. So anyone in the chat too, any questions that you have for Zeppla or for me and Asmon, feel free to ask them right now. We'll just take them from chat. We'll also peek around in the Discord as well, and I'll try to take some from Twitter as well if you tweeted at me, Zach, and Zeppla.
Yeah.
So
What server are y'all on?
I am currently on wait, where is it? Midgard Somar.
I don't
Guard
know.
Stormer.
Midgard Stormer.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah,
I have no idea what server I'm gonna be on. I haven't even thought about it, honestly.
Well, I'll level with you if you want.
Wait, what?
Okay, all right. Yeah, maybe I'll have to find a new character and or new server. All right. I will have to figure out and see what my character is going to be. All right. Yeah, maybe I will do that. Can you make guilds in Final Fantasy?
You can, yes.
Okay.
It's called a free company.
Okay.
My glamour's so cool. Wait, I want to show you guys.
Yeah, I'll have to make my guild. What is this here?
Let me show you guys.
Okay.
Sorry, wait, what's up? Okay. Yeah, so here, I'm gonna post really quick the I just took a screenshot of my character. I think you're gonna like my transmog.
Okay. All right. Let's see it. Yeah, an Olympus in Final Fantasy. Yeah, I don't know about that. Zeppo, I'm not sure if you followed any of the classic WoW stuff, but I made a guild called Olympus, and we had like literal 15 Olympus guilds, and half of them openly revolted against me and staged a coup. And like there's this guy, the Jigsaw and Ferris and all these other.
What?
Yeah, it was insane.
What did you do? How did you piss off everyone?
Honestly, I did that. Like, that's what I do in every game. Like, that's what I do. Like, there were more people, like, it was a PvP server, right? There are more people whenever I quit the game. There are more people on Horde that quit than Alliance. Because more people played the game to kill me than play with me. Yep. And there's Rich right there. Is that right? Is that you, Rich?
Yeah, what do you think?
Love your character.
Wow, looks like you're ready for 10th grade.
It's sort of like a Luigi outfit.
It is actually Luigi. You're right. Very convenient.
I thought it was pretty
Luigi-
cool, dude.
Luigi, also known as Green Mario.
Dude, Luigi is a main character, and anybody who says otherwise, he's not just Mario's friend, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't just get hosted by
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, listen, he's Mario's brother. Okay, it's a little bit different.
They're brothers. They got their own separate princesses and their own problems. Luigi's got a mansion. Mario's got the galaxy.
Have you heard my theory about this? Is that Luigi? I don't know. Zeppo, are you easily offended?
No.
Luigi's got a big dick, and here's how I know about it. Is so think about Mario. Mario constantly is losing Princess Peach. Like all the time, Princess Peach ends up with Bowser. Every single story, every single game. Man, that is not an accident.
Okay, so there's actually
she's trying to
know how big Luigi's Luigi's penis is,
guy, right?
So there's actually a thing done. So basically they were able to do it. I think it was because of Mario Tennis. He actually has I believe it's a 3.7-inch flaccid penis.
Okay, so I didn't know that was part of. Is that part of the instruction manual in Mario Tennis?
No, this probably isn't against terms of service. I can probably show this picture. So basically, because the dimensions of a tennis racket are known, there was a math equation done based off of the pixels in this picture. So you can see that they actually.
Oh, I see. Okay, that actually makes sense.
Yes, and because of the graphics in the game, they were able to actually math out.
Here's what I'm saying though: is like Daisy never runs off on Luigi. It's always Princess Peach. Like Daisy is staying, like she's loyal, and I think the reason for that, I mean, they're both plumbers. What's the difference? Is Luigi is making her more satisfied? Mario isn't.
I thought it was Bowser. I thought she was with Bowser, man.
No, that's Princess Peach, and Mario he still hasn't figured it out. After 35 years, Mario still hasn't figured out that she's leaving on her own.
You think a plumber would know how to lay a little bit of pipe, but it is what it is.
I made a video about
Go ahead.
You know Vivek from Elder Scrolls?
Yes.
I made a video about his dick.
Really? How long?
The whole video?
My mom called me after that video was out, and she's like, you can't be putting that kind of stuff on your YouTube channel. I don't know what kind of audience you're trying to cater to, but that is not appropriate, and you need to get your act together, because...
Damn. You got a talking to.
Yeah, I did. I got in trouble.
Did you take it down? What'd you tell her?
I said it was just research. I mean, it was just like about... It's from the game. It was from the lessons of Vivek. Like, it wasn't anything... I didn't show a penis there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a conversation.
It's just a conversational topic of conversation.
Vivek
Spear is his dick.
There's no way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, actually, you should see the thing I just retweeted today, because it's actually relevant to that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I actually do have to say. I'm gonna look at that right now.
How the lore of Vivek was written. Written. I meant written.
Yes.
I meant written. So yeah, you should look at that. It's worth it.
God.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this. This is very interesting. I remember that was like one of the only characters. He was the guy that was like holding that thing in the air in like Elder Scrolls Online. I remember that. He's like a god or something.
Yeah, but I mean, the lore for Vivek was written for Skyrim, I think. No, it was Morrowind. It was Morrowind.
Damn, that was a long time ago. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, you learn something new every day. Well, I'm glad that you, the thing is, like, usually I never really know how far to go on the show, because, like, Rich and I we can go really far really fast.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you understand it. You get it.
I was bookmarking everything about this dude's spear. I think
let me find it. Let me give it to you.
I'm literally, I'm like ready. I'm ready to read up. I'm a scholar and a researcher just like you.
Shit.
I'm so glad, Zeppelin, that you could come on this week. It's been a lot of fun. I know that so the show kind of goes all over the place, but I knew that there were some things that you wanted to talk about with the devs. You had sent us a link.
Yeah.
You had sent us a link about Soken. Should should we take a look at that right now?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't we look at that before we take a look at the questions? Because I think it's an important thing to see. The retweet. Where is it here? Is this the they don't make games the way they used to?
Yeah, that's it.
Michael Kirkbride famously wrote the 36 Lessons of Vivek by embodying psilocybin mushrooms and LSD and locking himself in his apartment for a week. The above photograph was taken by Todd Howard upon discovering Kirkbride after he failed to show up to work for 5 days. And it's just a almost naked middle-aged man who is fallen on the floor and cannot get up. And it was massively out of shape.
Yeah, that's how they wrote Morrowind.
Okay, yeah, then yeah, the spear's definitely his dick. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
that's
Yeah.
all. Okay, we
That's
can move on
all
now
the
that
evidence I needed.
Spear equals dick.
Yeah.
Okay. Lesson learned.
Where was the video that we were gonna look at, Rich?
It was up on stream,
Okay.
but you were talking about mushrooms.
I know
Yeah.
that happens relatively.
It happens to all of us. It happens every day. It really does.
We can take a look at it if you want.
Yep, spear.
Okay.
Yeah. So so Zeppla, I'm a little bit out of the loop on this, but I know that this one was important to you. It's about the composer of Final Fantasy, correct?
Yeah, so what happened was Soken is our sound director and composer for Final Fantasy XIV, and he's one of the members of the Primals, that band I mentioned earlier. That's like Tauren Chieftains, basically. And he is beloved, of course. And at the very end of FanFest that we just had, he gave a really emotional speech where he talked about his cancer diagnosis that no one knew about. He let everyone know through the speech, including other devs found out about it at the same time as the players. And it's a really emotional speech to watch. So like, I'm warning people beforehand. Like, I don't know if you want to watch it now, like, or maybe just tell people to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we can link it so people can watch it.
I think that would be better because it's really, really personal and it's very, very serious. But I think that everyone should do yourself a favor and watch it because it will give you a lot of insight into the relationship that the devs have with the players and the relationship that the devs have with each other as well. And I'll never forget it, ever.
Yeah, I definitely will watch that. Maybe I'll watch it on my stream next time. That's a good idea. I'm actually quite interested to see that. Because I remember whenever it happened, I heard about it a little bit, but I never actually watched the video.
You just need to hear it from him. That's what I have been telling people in my community too. Because it's really like, it's a message from him to the player. And it's, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely will look at that. Absolutely. Yeah. That's crazy. So like the amount of support and everything, like I saw that and I saw like all the tweets and people talking about it. Like I thought that was really cool. Like you don't have to be a fan of any game to just appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you could show the speech to anyone, gamer or not, and they would be moved by it.
Yeah. Rich, you want to get the questions? You want to get to it?
Yeah. I'm taking a look to see some of the questions that we have right now. I'll jump on my phone, see if we have anything on Twitter as well. Okay. And everybody feel free to ask questions in the chat as well. The first one that I see, what changes after the conversation today would you like to see implemented in WoW? And I think this is, I think Molten's basically asking kind of if there's anything from Final Fantasy that we'd like to see. I said this at the very beginning of the stream. I would love if WoW managed to make the game, even if other stuff wasn't changed. There are obviously a lot of things that I want to see change, but if it made the world feel more like the Final Fantasy world and more like an MMO where you can really bump into people and there are things to do in the world. Like the Golden Saucer, the way that it's set up feels way different than like the Darkmoon Faire, for example. Like they're almost not comparable, even though in a lot of ways they're the same thing. And then also just like those little touches that Final Fantasy has with like bards being able to just like roll up next to you and like, you know, play sea shanty, play Genshin Impact music, like whatever it is, like it really does just set a mood and it makes it feel like an MMO. Zeppel, I'm curious though, what you would want to see change in WoW as somebody who used to play the game.
I would like to see all of the like all of the gearing up systems simplified massively, and I would like to see them stop introducing all these complicated systems that players then need to like study and do all the maths on to like figure out. And it's like I would rather it return to the way it was in Wrath, when you really could just count the days until you can get your damn weapon or damn armor without like needing to use a external website to figure out what is the best combination of items and traits and sockets and all the other bullshit that they come up with every other month, you know? So I would like that to be just get rid of all that shit and spend their time making the content. That would be nice. I would also like them to be less obsessive about power gains. And I feel like the obsession with the power gains when designing content is like, maybe this is wrong, but I feel like it's indicative of a lack of respect for the player.
How so?
I see this in a lot of the design. Like, I feel like they have such a little regard for the player that they don't think the players would want to play the game unless there was something really good in it for them. Like, it's sort of this cynical view.
Like they're not confident in their own game.
Yeah, it's that, but also like, it's like they've lost sight of what a game is really supposed to be about, which is, you know, having fun and flexing. I talked about the beginning of the stream, the ultimate. You know, I do that for a glamour and a title, and it's some of the most fun I've had in a game in years, even in Final Fantasy 14. Like, this is amazing content. And I feel like in what universe would that happen in World of Warcraft, where there's like a super high-end raid added that is not like where it's not like you feel like you really, really have to go there for the power gain. Like, there's actually more about
the funny thing,
the fun of it.
The funny thing is that they actually did that in Legion with the Mage Tower. Like, there was this like challenge mode, and you could get a special unlock of an appearance for your artifact weapon, and there was no power gain to it. There was nothing, and it was just you went up against a really, really, really hard boss, and if you beat that boss, you unlocked a new weapon skin. And I think that was probably the most popular feature in all of Legion.
Exactly.
And for whatever reason, they never added it again in BFA or in Shadowlands, at least so far.
Everybody, like, I didn't play the Mage Tower, but I remember hearing a lot of positive feedback about it because it was just like, it's so refreshing for people. I mean, you don't need to constantly beat players over the head with like stuff you have to do. Like I've said before, when I play Final Fantasy 14, I feel like I do stuff because I want to, not because I have to. And I would like to see the design philosophy change. And obviously story. Actually, story is kind of a big deal to me. Yeah. Now that I've experienced Final Fantasy 14 story, I know it's possible in an MMO. I don't expect WoW story to ever be as good as Final Fantasy 14. It's like, I don't expect WoW at any point to ever make me actually cry. Like Final Fantasy 14 in Shadowbringers, there were times when I actually cried tears of joy from the story. And that is, I don't think I've ever had any media, any book, any movie or anything make me cry actual tears of joy because I was just so enthralled with what was happening. I was so immersed in the story that was happening. Like, that's never happened. That's hard to do. It's easy to make someone cry because it's sad. It's hard to make someone cry because they're just overjoyed with what the unfolding of events. So I don't expect WoW to reach those heights, but I do expect like something that feels like these characters that these characters that I care about so much, they make decisions that make sense to me, that like, oh, all of their actions up to this point, of course it would lead to this, or I can see how it would lead to that. I see what pushed them to that. None of that has happened. I'll never forget at when they showed the Shadowlands trailer at BlizzCon, and everybody was like, what's going on? Why is she so powerful? And they had to explain on stage that she actually had this pact with the jailer. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell? Why are they explaining this on stage at BlizzCon? This doesn't make any sense. This is like something that you should
because like it's ridiculous. And the thing is that I really like, I don't want to get started on this because if I've honestly talked about this collectively probably for like 10 hours on my stream. It makes me so mad. It makes me so, because the thing is that like, if you have like an empowering device, because that's clearly like what it is, you have to have like some kind of way to show that. It's like whenever Arthas had Frostmourne, everybody knew that he was a badass because he had Frostmourne. And with Sylvanas, she didn't have that thing that you could see. It's like, oh, that's why she's so powerful.
Yeah, that's
it's kind of happened, and you had to just kind of, well, you just accept it.
Yeah.
I'm still in denial. Like, that was such bullshit.
I'll tell
like,
you what.
It's the Lich King, man. How's that supposed to happen?
I remember, like, you probably remember too. Remember that quest? I think it was in BC, where you find Sylvanas' sister's locket in the Ghostlands, and like, it's from her sister's name. Starts with an A. Forgot her sister's name. Valeria. And you bring it to her, and there's this kind of emotional quest where she's like, it seems like for a, I mean, this is Burning Crusade, so the writing was a little better. It seems like for a moment she's remembering the person she used to be, and she like clearly loved her sister, and she like almost like, for a minute you're like, maybe she really isn't all Banshee. There still is some tie to this world. There's some tie to this sister that she loves so much. So when I found out that Alleria was going to be involved in the story later on, I think it was BFA, I was really excited because I was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing for Sylvanas to meet up with her sister, and they're going to have this incredible conflict, and she's going to be torn because, I mean, that's her sister she loves so much. It's her little sister. And then what happened? Nothing came from that.
It was in the book.
It was so upsetting. I was so disappointed because that could have been like, I don't know, man.
No, you're totally right. I mean, like, because it's like you have your sister Alleria, who just spent 1,000 years in a war on another planet with her human boyfriend, and now she's made a pact with the Void, and she just meets her sister, who's now the war chief of the Horde, who's an undead banshee, and we don't at least get a cutscene about a conversation. I mean, what's going on here?
I know, like, I don't know, like, you thought that she might have been dead. She was gone for so long, and then now it seems like it would have a massive impact on her.
It seems like it would.
But it's just like kind of lazy. They took the lazy path out of that, and it felt almost like they only brought Alleria back to introduce this new allied race, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
So, that pissed me off a lot.
Yeah. Rich, do you have another question?
Yeah. So, do you have a Fantasia addiction?
Me? No, of course not.
I'm getting like a lot of questions about Fantasia addiction. I wanted to make sure
that because I just found a character I like, and I'm not the type of person to just like, once I find the character I like, I'm not gonna change it. Like, that's it. I don't want it to be changing all the time.
So this one's about crafting. Can you break down what crafting's actually like in Final Fantasy? Because I haven't made it there yet.
Oh my god. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so in WoW, if you want to craft something, you go kill a boar, the boar drops a leather, and then you press the craft button. You made shoes. Good.
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy 14, if you want to make shoes, you need to go kill the boar, yes. Get the skin. The skin needs to be processed by a leather worker so it can be turned into hide. You then need to get some rubber, obviously, for the soles. So you should probably go seek out an alchemist who has gotten the latex from a tree that they've synthesized into rubber. And then, so with the rubber, and now you have your hide, there's probably something else that you're going to need for it, like, I don't know, like something for the shoelaces. So if you need the thread for that, and you need to talk to a weaver, and the weaver has gone out and already gathered the flax that they've woven into thread. And then once you have the thread and you have the hide and you have the rubber, then you can go through your rotation, your crafting rotation, because it is like a job, like any other job that has a rotation, and you will then be able to, using the correct abilities, make the shoes. Now, this is really engaging actually for a lot of people. I know it sounds like a lot, but because of it being like that, there are people that play only for crafting or play only for gathering, because it's a lot more than just press one button. Like, it feels like you actually are crafting something, and it is a lot more immersive because of that.
So you have to learn a different rotation for each thing?
So all of the crafters have the same buttons. So like, once you learn how to craft something on one job, you could do it on any other crafting job. And you get the ability slowly, obviously, as you level, so you can figure it out as you go. You'll get more buttons to press as you level up, but
So
yeah.
what if you do the rotation wrong? What happens to the shoes?
Well, your materials go away usually,
Oh my god.
and you gotta get it in there.
Oh my god, that's insane.
So
Okay.
I think there's an ability where like there's a chance that you won't lose all of your shit. Oh, but there's
Yeah.
actually a button that's like trial synthesis, so you can try it.
Oh,
Trial
okay.
to make sure you won't ruin all of your stuff. Like make sure you know what you're doing before you actually craft it.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Actually, kind of, that's interesting. That's much more interesting than what they have in WoW. So, like, after you put in all this work, do you at least get something really good out of it?
Yeah, because actually the world first raiders need crafted gear immediately whenever the raids drop, because
Really?
yeah, so the crafters are going to make a ton of money at the start of a raid tier, because you need not only the crafted gear, you need the crafted pots, you need the crafted food, and all of that means like a ton of stuff that raiders need at the very beginning if you want to get going
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
Because yeah, the other gear that's available at the start of a tier is the tome gear,
Uh-huh.
but that takes time to farm, and the other gear is from the raid, which obviously if you haven't killed the raid yet. You can't
Oh,
get that,
right. So you need to have that to prepare yourself for the raid.
Yes.
Okay.
So
But
I see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Asmund.
I was gonna say, so like the raid gear though is the best gear in the game though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So crafting gear is really just crafted gear. It's to help people get into
Yeah.
the raid, especially at the very beginning of a tier.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Sure.
I think it's a good spot for it to be in because it makes the crafting really useful and important, but not
Yeah.
so important that it's like overshadowing raid content.
That's good. All right, Rich, go ahead.
So this is actually a question I've gotten a lot. It's like, can you explain the player base archetypes for each of the data centers? Because there are a lot of people who want to try the game and they're trying to like figure out what servers they should pick. I'm not sure if that's an easy one to answer, but I've been seeing a lot of questions, basically people trying to figure out where to play.
I don't think I can speak to that because I play on Europe and we only have 2
Okay.
data centers, and there's Light, which is I think more English speakers on it. So that's what I'm on. So I don't think I can answer that.
Yeah, I definitely.
Ideas.
Yeah, people want to figure out where to play.
Yeah.
They want to figure out where they can meet a nice bunny girl. So people are saying that I'm not sure if this is.
Before you go on, I want to say
Yeah.
data center visit is going to be added soon. So you'll be able to visit people on other data centers and play with them pretty soon. So it's not going to be like horrible if you.
Oh wow! So you have like, so you can actually go to different servers effectively. So you're not just like locked out from other people. That's awesome.
Right now, you can visit people on your server. I mean, on your data center
Yeah.
already with World Visit, but they're soon going to add data center visit, so you'll even be able to meet people from other data centers.
So
that's
it's like that's when it says wander, that means they came from a different place, right?
It means they came from a different server on your data center. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've noticed that like quite a bit while I was playing. I'm not sure if this is real or not. Is there Stardew Valley stuff coming in the new expansion?
We don't know a lot about it. That's what people have been saying. That's probably a good approximation. That's happening in Endwalker. They said it's just going to be a chill solo thing you can do. That's not going to be competitive, just to chill out. They didn't give us a lot of info on it yet, so we don't know the details. That's it's called Island Sanctuary, and I think you can have your minions running around in it. I don't know what else you can do.
fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay. All right. Yeah, that could be interesting. I know we've had garrisons before, so I'm.
It's like kind of crazy
Yeah.
to think about actually from a WoW player's perspective, because like
Yeah.
they're gonna add this like island where you don't have to do anything important. It's actually just to chill out, and there's no like reason to be there.
Yeah.
Wow, like to a WoW player, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Why are they adding
talking
that?
about?
What's the point? Yeah.
It's like just a totally different mentality from.
Yeah. Rich, we want to do one more question?
Yeah, so This is probably coming from the fact that people think Asmon's going to have a lot of gil when he comes over. How much is a lot of gil, by the way? Is 24 million a lot?
No.
Shit.
I mean, it's more than probably most people have. I don't like. I'm at a point where I don't feel like I need more gil. Like, I'm pretty good with the amount of gil I have. I have about 100 mil. And I don't really I don't actively pursue getting gil because there's nothing else I need. Except the only thing I buy is potions and food for raids, but I already have enough of that, so I'm good pretty much.
If you met somebody with 20 gil though, like you'd take them seriously?
With 20 gil?
20 million, 24 million. 24 million.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, 20 mil is a respectable amount for sure.
Damn right. So what's the point of gold? What's the point of the gold economy in the game? Did my camera just turn off?
It did.
I think it might have.
I think it might, maybe they're resetting it or something.
All right. Well, Rich is up. There we go. Looks like you're back in now.
So what's the point of gil?
Gil is to, well...
Sorry, I'm too poor. The power went off here.
You can buy the crafted gear at the start of a raid tier. That's the most practical thing. Buy all, because that's going to be really expensive. At the start of the raid tier, it's going to be stupid expensive. So there's that. Potions and food throughout an expansion for raids. That is what I spent a ton of money on. Besides that, I mean, there's mounts you can buy with gil. There's actually gil sync mounts they just added. There's 2 new gil sync mounts, so that's new. Housing is a thing that you could buy, but it's really hard to, and don't think that, the housing system in this game is pretty messed up. FYI. You'll have a hard time getting a house because it's completely broken.
Well, nothing.
Wait, really?
That's all right.
Yeah. It's horrible, actually.
And gil is money, isn't it?
Yeah, gil is gold. So you'll be Asbun Gil, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that'd be great. I do want to farm out, at least figure out. I don't want to have just people buy me all the gear because I feel like that might be kind of boring. But I do kind of want to see what the game is going to be like outside of the Asma. Oh, now they're all saying it. Oh, geez. Okay, great. Yeah,
oh, man.
awesome.
Asbun Gil.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with that as my name. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Asbun Gil, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was going through Twitter looking for all the questions, just so many people were saying, yeah, this has been one of my favorite Allcraft episodes yet. So Zeppel, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. It was really cool to get to hear so much about a game that I just started playing. Asmon's going to be trying really soon, and definitely want everybody who maybe has seen you from Asmon's stream before when he watched the videos or has gotten a peek at some of the things that you're doing, give them an idea of where to find you.
Okay, I have YouTube channel. It is Zeppela HQ on YouTube. The HQ stands for hindquarters, actually.
Oh.
People ask me about that because I actually got started making videos about butts in Final Fantasy 14. The various butts that you can find in the game.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow, that is incredible.
And what else? Oh, Twitter. I'm on Twitter at XEPLA. XEPLA, Zeppela with an X.
No HQ.
No
Yep.
HQ.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Also Twitch, obviously. I'm actually streaming this now. So I'm on Twitch as Zeppela HQ. Well.
Yep, there it is right there. And so, guys, yeah, mods, make sure to spam it, link it in the chat. Make sure to give Zeppela a follow, give her a sub on YouTube. And I have a good feeling that this will probably not be the last time you'll be on the stream. You've been making a lot of really great videos, and we've watched a number of them. I think they've been really good. So thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. This has been so much fun. I had a great time here today. I'm kind of sad that it's actually almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I kind of need to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate y'all having me. It's really been a joy.
Well, we definitely appreciate you being on. Thank you very much.
Hopefully we all get to play Final Fantasy together sometime.
Just let me know if you want to level or whatever, if you need help.
Okay.
I'm going to, what level am I? I'm a 27 Arcanist. By the end of the night, I'm going to be a level 50 summoner, probably. That's what I think.
All right.
That's what I think.
Nice.
I think I can do it.
maybe I can help you demystify summoner rotation.
I 2.5 hour opener. It's insane.
It's 2-minute rotation.
2.5 hour rotation. I heard.
Two
It's
and
true.
a half year rotation.
Okay, yeah, it's a
6
little more
years.
like it. Yeah.
6 years. But yeah, Zeppelin, one more time, I do want to say thank you. If you haven't already, make sure that you follow her on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, everything. I'm definitely sure that we'll get to hang out a little bit more in the future. And for anybody who's looking for somewhere to hang out this weekend, Asmon and I are doing something brand new on the stream. We have a little bit of a did you see the poster yet, Asmon?
Oh no, I haven't seen it. No, I have not.
Get ready.
Are we gonna? All right. Oh, we're gonna show it now. Okay. All right. Let's go.
We got it ready.
Let's go. I'm ready.
What?
Oh shit! Yeah, oh, yes, yes.
Oh my
There it
God.
is, dude. Yes, we are
Okay.
doing Dungeons and Dragons, gentlemen. Dungeons and Dragons begins this Saturday, guys.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This has been something that we originally announced we were going to do this like last October. So it's taken a while. We've done a number of things on the back end, and we are only a couple of days away from actually beginning our campaign. It's going to be myself, Rich, and McConnell at the very beginning here. So that's going to be happening on Saturday.
That's so awesome.
You ever play D&D?
I have played a little bit. of
Yeah.
D&D.
What do you think?
I love D&D. What race are you gonna play?
I'm gonna play a human warrior.
I'm a tiefling.
Of course.
Yes. I'm playing a human warrior. Actually, I think it's a human barbarian. I like that because like fighter sounds dumb. Like I don't want to be a fighter. Like I'm trying to be a barbarian. Okay, that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with.
I'm a
100%.
tiefling warlock.
Yeah.
I got a tricky little tail. I got my spiky little horns.
Do you know
Oh,
what
geez.
like entity you'll sell your soul to? As a
Yeah. Wait, I forget which one I went with. I think I was like metagaming. Usually I go for the Cthulhu-esque one. I go for like the Elder Fiend or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think this time I went for the Fiend because it just works really well with Asmon's character because every time you kill something, you get additional hit points. So
Are you
I-
gonna be evil?
no, I'm just friends
That's
with
my
McConnell
job.
in the game.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
Wait,
from?
what?
Oh my. What is this?
I've never seen that.
Yeah, this is something made by our team here, and yeah, I'm a fighter. We're gonna have to change that to barbarian soon. But yeah, it's the sword right there.
Actual canon, yeah, canonical.
There it is.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're gonna start doing our after show. That's gonna be on my stream. If you guys want to call in, we'll do the viewer call-ins for a little bit while I play Final Fantasy and force Asmon to watch. And Zeppel's gonna be streaming a little bit longer as well, so definitely stop by Zeppel's stream. Hit her with a follow and get your free chocobo.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to sleep. Actually, I'm not.
probably a good idea.
I'm not gonna stream.
Yeah, seems like you and my camera have something in common. Well, guys, before Zeppelin
Yeah.
goes to sleep, make sure that you do follow our stream. And then from there, come check out the after show. You can literally jump into the Discord. You can ask me and Asmon any questions that you want to. So we'll see you there. Zeppela, thank you again. I'm sure we'll have you on the show sometime soon. I'm sure we'll be playing Final Fantasy sometime soon.
All right. Take care.
Absolutely.
Thanks again. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that am I muted? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Well, guys, thanks a lot for watching today. Really appreciate it. Hearts in chat for Zeppela. Amazing show. We really had fun. I actually this show exceeded my expectations. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad to see how many other people in chat were positive about it too. Thank you guys all so much for watching, coming out today. We're going to be moving over to Rich's stream in just a few minutes here, and we're going to do the after show for a little while where we answer your questions. Now, guys, obviously, I'm going to be back on Saturday, and Saturday is going to be Dungeons and Dragons. So guys, thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you there, and we're going to be starting it a little bit in the afternoon, and until then we've got a ton of other news to talk about as well. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I saw Befquack gifted 100 subs. A lot of you guys also subbed and supported too. Thank you guys all so much for the support today. It's been a great stream. I really appreciate everybody, and I will be back online on Saturday. So until next time, boys, make sure to follow my Twitter, follow me everywhere except for in real life, and also follow Zeppelin and Rich too. Thank you guys all very much for watching, and until next time,